Hello, everybody, and welcome to finally a preview stream for Southag. It took us a while here to get to this because Eugen has been cooking, and as Eugen usually do, they do cook a bit longer than they plan to do. Nothing new there, but they have been cooking quite a lot of stuff, and today we can preview quite a lot of it as well. Hey, Soilus Gunter coming in with five gifted subs there, as we can show 8 of the new divisions and the operations and the new maps, and obviously talk about all the balance changes and stuff as well. So a lot of stuff to come. Let's go in with the divisions, and as we have one of the sexy Canadians here already, 3 new nations: Canada, Spain, and Czechoslovakia. I would say let's jump into that first division right away, and let's talk first Canadian division here, guys. As we go in, and we start with a really sexy little truck. And yeah, the divisions we can't show are Durine and 17th. Those are still work in progress. And yeah, regarding release date and stuff, that's all to Eugen to say as well. More information there in the dev blog tomorrow, most likely. So that's all gonna come there. And yeah, let's go in here into the Canadian tab. We have Mancat 6x6 as well. We have the really good looking MLV VV. This one is pretty gorgeous. And then classic stuff down here, including some Ultas. Canada really a hodgepodge of British, German, and American stuff, plus their own designs. That's quite dope. The infantry tab of them, you get some military police with no military. Oh no, it's actually also a military transport. There are a lot of new military transports going around, and this is quite nice. Like every division now has a military police transport option as well. There's so TKS, for example, our Berliner Command can help out their infantry a bit better and bring it with their tanks then as well, maybe that military police vehicle. 50 cal coming around as the only MG. Then we have Mod Rifles Leader with smoke grenade and a law. So these guys, not a law, Carl Gustav. So well, should do fine. And yeah, Mod Rifles Leader, Grizzly, as the new transport of choice, 50 cal and a C6 coming in here as well. So this is an early time for a Proto stream round Magnet. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I just woke up, got my coffee ready. It's 8 a.m. Paris time. Workday started early, guys. So yeah, we're just in time. And yeah, we're gonna have the Grizzly here coming around. And we did move the cam. Keep the chat box down here. But yeah, the cam, moving it to the other side. I'd rather have the stats cards ready, guys. Mod Rifles here coming around with 9 availability, and the Grizzly, 50 cal, and the C6. And then we have Carl Gustav variant without any light machine guns. So same price, getting better anti-tank firepower, but losing the anti-infantry firepower. And the Grizzly with smoke, 50 cal, and C6 at 30 points. Pretty fine price there. Pretty good speed as well, with 85 kmh and 100. And we have the Mod Rifles Erics coming around as well, with the Erics being at... Actually, we could move it here, I guess. We'll move it later back to the other side again. Eric's really strong. 26 pen, 1050 meter range, 60% base accuracy. and 1.5 second aim time. It's an ATGM, so it has to fly to the target. It has a minimum range, but it hits like an absolute truck. So the 26 pen here is quite nasty. You get one card of they will be in Durine, I believe as well, and they will be in 11th para for sure. So yeah, Eric's coming around as well as a really strong missile here. Tank hunters coming in with the double Carl Gustav. And yeah, Grizzly is a pretty cool looking little vehicle. And yeah, the tank hunters here can come in the CH-135, which is heavily modernized Huey with twin engine, so having 8 hit points. Or in the COCV can come in there with the double Carl Gustav. That one should be pretty nice. Pioneers can come with a leader, classic 5-man one, M113 Dozer coming around. And Pioneer can come around in the Dozer as well. Dozer has an extra frontal armor, but loses amphibious. You can bring the normal A1s with amphibious. The Pioneers of the Canadians are pretty goated as well. Double light machine gun and 9-man. Like, this is a really good Pioneer squad. Their flamethrower do the same, and the flamethrowers got a buff. They are back down to 2 seconds aim time. So flamethrowers are actually pretty useful again. And it's gonna be interesting to see how they play out. So yeah, and this flamethrower also having double light machine gun is pretty nice as well. As yeah, these Pioneers are even 1 man better than the assault Pioneers of the British, so that's quite nice. And hey there, Beehawks. Well, yeah, no Grizzly for the Pioneers as they don't fit in. That's why these guys are all 6-man, because Grizzly is fast and all, but it is not the biggest transport out there. So that's why the 9-man squads here can come in MR13s. The bigger squads all don't have Grizzlies. They have the old boxes. Reserve leaders here coming around with some old C5s and C1s. And Carl Gustav though. So 3 availability with Carl Gustav. This is actually pretty nice. Can come in the truck or the reserve M113s, and the same for the normal reserve units. They have a double light machine gun, 10-man strength, and a law. So yeah, for 40 points, this is fine. Provinciers, by the way, moved up to 45 points. So this is what 40 points should look like. 2 more hit points is not fine at 40 points. Div mob got its nerfs, guys. Mech rifle leaders coming around here with a Carl Gustav and a smoke and 11 hit points. So this is a pretty good one. More information tomorrow, Neutralizer, with the Eugen Death block. So yeah, we are here for the preview. Can't say anything about release date. That's up to Eugen. Mech rifle leader coming around with Carl Gustav, with smoke grenade, and 113A1 coming around as well. Maybe they even make a death block today. I'm not sure. Mech rifles, 8-man squad in M113, double MG, and the Carl Gustav. So these are really the fast boys. And I think especially the Eric's one is the key one there. And these are the slow but big boys. So you really have the choice here in the Canadians. You also have this pretty chunky triple MG squad here with a Carl Gustav still, with the Mech Rifle C6. That's a pretty good card as well. And then you have the 11-man squad, but with only 1 machine gun, with the Mech Rifle CP escort. So still Carl Gustav. The AT launcher capabilities in this deck are pretty solid. And yeah, this really gives you a great variety of infantry to build this deck. Aito, yeah, this is the only one that got left at 4-1. Should be fixed soon. All the others went to 5-3-2. So once that is the same for the Canadians, the Aito here will be a nice option as well. TOW 2 is here as well. And yeah, TOW 2 plus ITO is a good ATGM1 as well. So this is a fantastic infantry tab. And then we have artillery, where we have 81mm mortars. We have an old 155mm howitzer. It is really cheap. It is really stats-wise, like rate of fire low, range low, so accuracy low as well, but it is damn cheap for a 155mm howitzer. So this thing still hits pretty well, I would say. And then you have an M109. You can have 4 cards of M109 if you just want to fill it like that. But yeah, likely that's not gonna be the case. So yeah, infantry tab there is a joy. And then we have a tank tab where you start with a recallers rifle. Canadians like them in the tank tab, it seems like. So they moved them out of the infantry into the tank tab here. You won't use this box. It doesn't even have smoke. So this thing, yeah, 40 points. You have a lot of other good options. M113 ITO is the first one that has smoke and has an ITO. And then you have the 2-up with the double TOW 2 launcher for 75 points, being pretty much on par with what you get in the Dutch. This one having smoke as well. Here is the launcher, and having the double TOW 2 launcher. M109 is not really, spam is not really that scary, not even in 10v10. So, yeah, I don't think 4 cards of M109s are gonna make that cancer. M113 ITO here. And then we have the Cougar. So the Grizzly with teeth is becoming a Cougar, as it has a 76mm gun. It's similar to what we know from other 76mm guns, like the Scorpion. 1925 meter range, 10 round heat shell, really fast vehicle. Currently, maybe a bit overpriced. We'll see. Like, this might still get some balance works. Obviously, all work in progress, guys. Things might change. Things might not change. This one is debatable if it's quite worth 50 points. But yeah, it's a nice little fast vehicle. You get 2 cards, so this is going to be nice. You get a ITO Jeep as well. No forward deploy in this division. You have to come from the baselines. And then you get the Leopard C1. And this is just, in my eyes, one of the best looking Leopards. I believe it's based on the A3. It has max range, but lower accuracy than the Leo 1A5s on that range. So, it has the German ammo, 16 pan on max range. So this is going to be interesting. The Scorpion is 35 points. So the Scorpion and the tank tab in MNet. So yeah, this feels a bit overpriced currently, but yeah, we're working on it. And yeah, the Leaf looks good, and this in general is a good tank. 110 points. You get the good availability curve, so you can go like this, or like, yeah, you get the 964 availability, so you can bring out a lot of good tanks here. And yeah, the C1 is a really good looking Leopard 1, so looking forward to see this being in use. Leopard 1s really are now around in good numbers with the Low Country, and now the Canadians bringing around more, and we will see more Luftlande. So that is nice. Recon tab is a pretty good one as well. First of all, double sniper, always nice to have. Then we have a classic Recon squad with a discount for being 3-man squad, 25 points. That is nice. Has a law, that's all you need on a Recon squad. So getting that for 25 points, that's fantastic. Same one with GSR for 40 points, that's still pretty cheap. And then, but yeah, it has a law as well. Law plus 3-man GSR. This is really nice. MacRicky can come in an M113 Recon or CH-135, and can come with a Carl Gustav as well. It's actually named Carl Gustav here. I'm not sure why, but they have a Carl Gustav here. CH-136, work in progress build, guys. and CH-136 with a mini TUT, which is this minigun turret that can go downwards. Like, this is not how it is deployed once flying. It actually goes down and then is hanging from below. And then it has a little minigun turret. So, looking pretty cool, but actually not that effective. And then we have very good optics links, which comes around with 50 cal and C5. A Cougar Recon for 55 points. As said, Cougar prices and stuff might still be subject to change. Here with good stealth, mediocre stealth, good optics, and smoke launchers. So yeah, you have a fast option here as well. And then we come to the fast drones, and we're gonna see a lot of these guys. There's gonna be 3 more divisions with these. 800 km/h speed and 90 seconds autonomy. These things fly pretty high. They have basically the same optics as the low drones, but because they fly higher, they don't quite see as much. But they zoom over the battlefield. So that is pretty nice. And yeah. You might be, we might not be. I have no idea actually. All up to Fusion. And yeah, you have the CL 89 here coming around, and the red square, that's actually what the Canadians did there. Fuzzy Monk, don't blame Fusion. It's not low resolution or anything. They just had a red square. All the autonomies are 90 seconds, yeah. Because otherwise this thing would be completely busted if it could stick around as long as the slow drones. So 90 seconds is kind of fine. Well, I mean, back in the day we got retroactive stuff as well. Maybe we can get a retroactive fast drone somewhere else too. But yeah, like if some other division needs the 2-1-4-3, if another Soviet division needs it, we could maybe move it over there. And then we come to the best unit in the game. It's a blowpipe, and it's not just a blowpipe, guys. It's a blowpipe with a blowpipe transport, so double blowpipe. So this is just perfection. Plus, it's 2 cards of double blowpipe if you want to. So this is just perfection squared, and nobody can tell me otherwise. This is just actually what we buy this DLC for, guys. The double blowpipe is going to be so fine. So yeah, the blowpipe inflation is getting out of hand here. 2 cards plus two blowpipes per card, and exactly mismaxing. Javelins are down to 30 points, so they are decently priced now for what they are as well. Can bring them in this UCV if you just want to suffer, or you can bring them in a good transport made in Germany with the Iltis. You have an LML in the back of an M113. I'm a bit sad that this thing doesn't have smoke. If this thing would have smoke, it would actually be pretty cool to deal with helicopters. This way around, it's not as great. And also, it's kind of void because you're gonna use 2 cards of these anyways, because it's ADATS time, baby. ADATS is around, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, 25 pen anti-ground missiles, 2,800 meter range. This thing can hit both ground targets, helicopters, and aircraft with its missiles. It has 8 missiles ready to launch. The missiles are really fast. It has 2,800 meter range against ground targets. So finally something to really rival all those Bastions missiles flying at you. It has 3,175, so max range against helicopters and good range against aircraft. Accuracy is good as well. The ADATS is going to cook, guys. And yeah, this is really going to be a great one. And yeah, this is going to hit hard. Skyguard coming around as well with the double 35mm. It's yeah, what we know already. 35mm Skyguard being pretty efficient as well. Can deal with helicopters very well, can deal with planes flying over it as well. The vet curve is 3-2-1, yeah. So you might want to bring them with one vet. But yeah, that's up to you guys. I think 0 and 1 vet is fine. You don't gonna double vet this, I don't believe. Because you need... I think you need 4 of these. They are really expensive, but they are also really good. And yeah, being able to shoot down helicopters with these is quite nice. Yeah, the 2 cards of must adults are a must. You need those guys around. Helicopter tab has another cool unit. The CH-135 anti-tank rocket pod helicopter. So these are penetrating rockets. They are not... It shows heat here. They're not quite the same as other heat. They can't hit things that are above 12 frontal armor and just deal the 1 damage per hit. Like, that's not quite how it works. I'm not 100% sure how the damage calculation works. They do a lot of damage when they can penetrate, though. They just massacre IFVs. You can murder full columns here quite quickly with these boys. So these are pretty scary. They can't just murder high-end heavy tanks frontally, though. But if they get a side shot, they can still do it. They can still kill those quite quickly. But frontally, they don't do it. So, and yeah, against side armor shots, against the T-80, they need half their rockets to kill it. So you have to be careful around these. These are really good. They are pretty slow, but they are 8 hit points. So this is going to be quite nice. So yeah, BMP East Stomper coming around, and then we have a Tow Cobra. So yeah, AT rockets. We're gonna see one more off here in a second, as we start in the air tab with beautiful looking Silver Star rocket planes. We have F5 HE bombers as well, with 10% ECM though, not 20, unlike the one that we have in the Dutch decks. So yeah, 10% ECM here. And cluster variant coming around as well. And yeah, Silver Star here with big rockets, 5 availability. The plane is pretty fast, low EC or no ECM, 6 hit points. So not quite sure how much worth this is. It might be interesting if you bring it with a Electric Voodoo that gives them 20% ECM. Electric Voodoo 50% ECM itself, and the E-Warfare trait that gives everything around it. And it's pretty much on par speed-wise with these here. So 1000 kmh for this guy. And that is quite nice. And then we have the F-18s. And the F-18s are beautiful. And the F-18s, I think, will bring NATO versus packed air power to balance, especially with the new air power for packed also being relatively weak in this DLC. So in total, now the balance between air power should be a bit more in NATO's favor, as these are fantastic airframes. This one is the one with the 8 anti-tank rockets. Currently has a bit of an issue of getting them all out. Hopefully Eugen will cut this in 2, give it a 4th weapon slot so that it can get its rockets out, because this thing is pretty fast. 1250 kmh. That's not quite F-15 level, but not that far off. It's the 2nd highest airspeed. Only the F-1C Mirage and stuff like that is faster. And it has 40% ECM. It has AM9Ls here on all the strike aircraft. A bit unfortunate. I wish we would have strike aircrafts that also would have gotten the AM7s, but it's all AM9Ls. But it is what it is. HE bomber here with 400 kilogram bombs, so this is a pretty sexy one as well. Can hit quite hard and get out of there. All with 2 availability. Cluster 1 has 6 cluster bombs as well, so this one can kill a tank as well. And get out. AM9Ls here too. And then we have the air superiority fighter with 2 AM9Ls on the wingtips, and then 4 Sparrows, AM7Ms, so 40% ECM, 1250 meter kmh, AM7Ms. This is a good fighter, a really good fighter, and gets us some good long range power for NATO again, next to the Tornado and the F-15s. So this is a really nice one. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing this one perform well. Yeah, these are dive bombers. They are all diving for the attack runs. So, yeah, good looking plane as well. Really like the looks of this thing. And we're gonna see more, guys, but now it's time to move over to Pact. So, which Czech division should we go first for, guys? Which Czech divisions do you guys want to see? 303? Okay, let's 303 this thing. Brad was first. It's time for the first reservist tank division. And it's gonna be beautiful, guys. It's gonna be beautiful. Starting in the logistics tab, where we have Dookie Wannabe. And we have a little boat supply guy coming in. And we have... it is even rescue ready here. It has all the safety standards applied. And we have then a supply card that we're gonna see everywhere with the T815s and the V3S. As this is coming around. And then we have a OT 810 R2. World War II kind of vintage, like basically an STKFZ 250, slightly modified by the Czechoslovaks. Looking strong as well here. The last remaining half tracks. And yeah, coming around with an MG on top as well. OT62 coming around here with the little turret as a CV as well. Then your 3 availability CVs here with the OT65 and the UATs. It's Korean War. It's not quite World War II, it's Korean War. But on the Korean side, kind of division that we're gonna get ourselves into here, guys. Including the human waves, and that's what the infantry tab is for. Slot-wise, it is similar to a tank division. It is a tank division, after all, but the units that you get are gonna be exciting. UATs coming around with the MG. If you want to get one there, I'm not sure you really do. You get the Thai military police 5-man squad, including 2 military police vehicles. Can choose between the 6 hit point or the 4 hit point one. So the 6 hit point one being 25 points. I feel like you're gonna end up with this one. Has a really big siren and a loudspeaker. So this one is pretty nice. And yeah, the military police helmet here, Polizia helmets are nice as well. And then we have their reservist leaders, or reservist militia leaders, with security though. So they at least have one positive trait in there. And yeah, they have a recoilless rifle, which is a pretty mediocre recoilless rifle, but it is a recoilless rifle. The Lidova Militia coming around with the terrible RPG-75. 8 hit points, 30 points. Medium machine gun. It's an okay squad, but militia and reservist, like, yeah, it's a KDA wannabe in my eyes. But yeah, this is real militia here. They are going to suffer. And then we have our normal reservists here with the Salosniki coming around here. Velitel, first one with RPG-7 VM. And a good couple of Scorpions. We have OT-64s in force coming along here with 8 hit points. OT-62s. And then the OT-62B with that recoilless rifle on top as well as a transport option. We have it here for the Salosnitsi as well, so you can get a recoilless rifle on top of the OT-62 coming around, shoot up enemies. And then we have the big squad. Big boy, 16-man squad, 1 card, 10 availability, 16-man coming your way. This is the big boy squad. Like, this is what KD8 dreams of being. As they also got a recoilless rifle. They are 75 points, so they are priced relatively fairly. As they are still a reservist squad as well. You can bring them with 1 level of veterancy though. And they have a terrible anti-tank rocket launcher and that recoilless rifle, so At 675 meter range, they stun you down quite quickly. Double machine gun is nice as well. And yeah, this is the new reservist unit to beat. We also see Veltel Motorized coming around here with Strela and Smoke, BMP1 option, and the OT62B. So yeah, that kind of shows in my eyes though how strong the BMP1 currently is. For 35 points. This thing doesn't have smoke either. So yeah, BMP1 maybe 30 points worth, guys. But yeah, Motostrelci themselves, double MG, have an RPG 75, RPG 75, which is quite rough. But yeah, this is worth 75 points though, guys. Don't you worry. Like, this thing is really hard to kill. 16 man is really good. The T21 is nice as well. But yeah, OT62A here for 15 points. BMP1 coming around. And yeah, the box could maybe go down to 25 points as well. We have the better box though, with the double recolorless rifle coming along here, with the OT62D and OT62A option for the anti-tank double RPG 7VL squad. This is a pretty nice tank hunter. This is kind of the best tank hunter squads that Pact gets with this double 7VL in my eyes, as 18 pen is good enough to deal damage to most things, and the extra range here is nice. The 7 VRs where you have 500 meter range tank, the Panzerjägers always feel a bit harder to use. And then we have a Sinister engineer squad with 8 Scorpions. Not the greatest, but yeah, for CQC, pretty fine. And then we can get a recoilless rifle with the double recoilless rifles transport. So isn't that beautiful? Triple recoilless rifle here in one screen. And really going recoilless all across the map. And then one card of Streltsy, which can come in the OT62B as well, or the OT64. And they come along with the double medium machine gun and the RPG 7VL. Assault rifles coming along normally here as well. So this one is pretty nice with the double medium machine gun. And yeah, quite capable little combat force as well, just like the Motostreltsy. These guys, yeah, double medium machine guns and everything is pretty dope. So the firepower is going to be solid, but it is a tank division, guys. So we have been in here in an infantry tab in a tank division for quite a while because it is juicy. Let's have a look towards the tank slot. First, though, artillery, where you have an old World War II 122mm and an old World War II 152mm. And 3 rounds per minute. Yeah, doing the job just fine. 82mm mortar here as well. Can come in an OT62. And then you have a weird short-range rocket launcher that just looks pretty interesting as well with that box. You have 96 rockets, so you have 3 salvos loaded, but only 8,200 meter range. So I'm not 100% sure about this thing. I don't think it's that great. It might have to go down a bit in price, but yeah, the rockets at least are decently capable. They are a bit better than the ones at the R70M here that we have here. So yeah, 130mm rockets coming along. Bit better suppression, bit better HE damage, but this one just has way more range. So I feel like you're still gonna end up with the R70M currently, with how these are set up, because 8km range is actually a real limitation, especially then also with the accuracy and so on. And yeah, no ATGMs here in the infantry tab. You only have BMP1s with ATGMs. That's the only one that you get. So that is for sure an issue here. And the only other ATGMs you get are Malyutkas. So ATGMs are a problem for this deck. But who needs ATGMs if you can have 2 cuts of T3485s? And on top of that, 2 SD-100s, so, or SU-100s, and just reenact late 40s, early 50s armored divisions with the T-54B coming around here as well to really fulfill the dreams. The T-72 kind of breaks it, guys. Not gonna lie. Bit too modern here for my liking, but it gives you the combat capabilities that you need. And the SD-100, let's talk about that. The T-34-85 is the one we know. It's not that great. At 30 points, it is kind of decent now, though. I wish it would have 10 hit points, then I think it would actually be pretty fine with the 6 mortal armor. But currently it is what it is. It's okay. The SD-100, though, this one has teeth. 16 pen at 1,925 meter range. That's T-55 level. And you only cost 45 points. So this thing can hit actually surprisingly hard. And really get you some kills there. Accuracy is not great with reservist around. You might want to bring the military police transports around with this blob. And move them around with that, but the tank blob that you can put out there is pretty crazy. If you go like this, you have a chill 75 tanks out there, so you can bring the numbers here. And yeah, the Steel Division 100 there coming around. None of the tanks have smoke, so yeah, smoke is down to these boys here, I guess. And you also have 2 AT guns, 85mm and a 100mm. The 100mm has an artillery capability as well. I'm not 100% sure if it can fire smoke. That actually could be pretty helpful then here in this case. But yeah, it has a 100mm gun. So that is interesting. And yeah, can be used as an artillery piece as well. Though that's kind of counterproductive if you want to, because usually you want to use these as stealth attackers, and then if you reveal your position with firing it as artillery, yeah, using a multi-role ain't gonna be that easy. And and yeah, you have more T-34s and SU-100s than they have ammunition. Yeah, T-64B, 54Bs can come around nicely as well. T-72M-E2 is the same T-72M that we know from the Polish. No smoke, 15 frontal armor, but 2,100 meter range, so still pretty capable one. Went up to 155 points now, so price-wise, it is in a decent spot. Recon tab gets you more T-34s, guys, because we finally needed a tank that can rival the M1A1 ACAF. T-64 Recon didn't really do it, so we now try with T-34-85s, and they might do it, guys. 6 availability, good optics here coming around on the Recon T-34s. We, on the other hand, come around with the LM here. And yeah, this one also, yeah, prices are subject to change. I agree, 100 points there might be a bit steep. You get an OT-65 exceptional optics vehicle here with the radar set on the rear. This is pretty helpful. You get a recoilless rifle, good optics one. I'm not so sure about that one. It looks absolutely cute. Like, I love this little recoilless rifle look, but I don't think it's that good. And then, yeah, T-34-85. Old box with a recoilless rifle on top with good optics. Not so sure about that one as well. Then the classic 4-man Recon. This one actually being pretty nice here. 15 points Recon squad. Still has very good optics. Has an AT weapon. Like, what else can you want from your Recon? Like, this is a pretty nice Recon squad. Yeah, it has reservist and militia, so it's not gonna really fight well. And the RPG is trash, but at least it goes range. And yeah, that's all you kind of want from a like very good optics small Recon squad. Just run around, see stuff. And then you have a big 7-man squad that can come in an OT 810 or a Me-4 old school helicopter, because I told you guys this is the really old division and really reenacting the good old times, including old Me-4 helicopters. So that's then we come to the AA tab, where we start with Strela AA manpads. So that's not great. But you got 3 cards if you want, guys. You can really bring the Strela spam. You have a lot of gun options, starting with a quadruple Dushka. And that is basically the same as the Maxons on the other side. So it is a fine one. For infantry support, not great against helicopters. Against helicopters, you rather want to use this one, the double 30mm. This one is pretty good. It's also pretty good against infantry, so in general, I feel like you're just gonna end up with this one. Though you have the high availability here, which can be neat as infantry fire support. You also have 75mm, 57mm round, the one that has a bit better range against aircraft, but they're both not great against aircraft, so I feel like you're still gonna end up here with the double 30mm. And then you have a 130mm, which has the best air range against aircraft, but also terrible accuracy. Can be used long range against ground targets. Unfortunately, doesn't bring any AP. So this is HE only against ground targets. Can't destroy tanks. Looking good though, with the 2 guys there just chilling at it. And yeah, a lot of heavy AA here around, a lot of guns. And then the Yestaka, which is using the same AA basically as this thing, but mounted here in the rear. Double 30mm with the big magazines up top. This one is pretty good. Wheeled 55 points. Like, this thing can shred through infantry. This thing can deal with helicopters nicely because of the 2650-meter range. The 30mm, they're really showing off. And then against aircraft, you gamble a bit more because you get the card of Crook. But only 1 card, that is a big issue, as everything else here is not great against aircraft. And against helicopters, you really don't have anything max range, so against max range helicopters with Hellfires or Cause, you're in a bit of trouble. Not gonna lie to you guys, you are in a bit of trouble. Nothing with 2800-meter range against helicopters, so that's a bit painful. Also, only 1 card of Yestaka, so you are not having endless amounts of these guys either. Helicopters are the Mi-4s with a lot of rockets. Big rockets on this one. Pretty capable big rockets. And they have this little gun turret here in the front. So you have a 50 cal, but I don't think you're gonna use that 50 cal all that much, especially as it also has only 200 rounds, so that's not really that capable. And well, it's always an alpha build hero faces. Like, if I preview, it's always alpha. Well, you could call it beta, don't know. But yeah. Because it's not public testing, I would call it alpha. And yeah, no Malyutka on these rocket helicopters either, so really the only ATGMs you get are the Malyutkas in the infantry tab, and the Malyutkas on the BMP2 in the tank tab, and the Malyutkas on the BMP1. So ATGMs in this deck are scarce. Like, you really have to get into knife fighting range with this one. And then you have the air tab that brings around a nice amount of stuff. You have L-39s with rockets. You have L-39s with 4 250kg bombs. That is a nice bomber. L-39s with R-13Ms, actually. So, one with air-to-air capabilities. I didn't even know that was possible, but we got it, guys. And rockets. So, a bit of a multi-role L-39. I'm not quite sure that's what you want, but you can get it. The 23mm gun turret in front here that they mounted, also helping it to be a bit of a helicopter hunter. So I guess at that job, it can be pretty fine. And then we have the Red MiG fleet. We start with the rocket one. Pretty decent one. 4 big rockets, reload time of 16 seconds. If the enemy doesn't bring any AA around, they are going to be in trouble. This thing is going to come around like a clockwork and just hit them time and again. Yeah, 125 points. MiG-21 MF with 2 250kg bombs and R60Ms as well, so dual purpose MiG-21. That is an interesting one as well. 2 250kg bombs are good enough against small targets, but not quite good enough against normal infantry units or stuff like IFV. They are not quite reliably killing that stuff, so that's a bit of a worry here. I'm not quite sure how good this is. I'm really sure that this here is good though, as it brings 2 500 and 2 250 kilogram bombs, so this one is a nuke machine. And the price is pretty low as well. Napalm one has 2 big napalm ones, not that big on that one. And then we come around with the cluster one. That is pretty juicy. Big 21 MF cluster coming around with 500 kilogram cluster bombs and 250 kilogram bombs next to it. So this is a really nice one as well. It's the same, I believe, as we have in 6 Motostrelki. So yeah, really a nuke machine as well. MiG-21 AA with R13Ms and R60s, and then we have R13Ms and R3Rs on the second one. So yeah, bit of a new loadout here. And yeah, just some kind of shotgun fighters here. I like the one with the R60Ms a bit better, has more missiles, and the R3R is not that great for radar missile, like the range is not all that high, and you can't use it to fire and forget, so you can't turn away and stuff. So I'd rather just use these guys. And then you come around with the SU-22 M4 with the KH-2090s and the rocket, big rocket ship here with 54 122mm rockets. So this thing is loaded. And yeah, can fire quite a lot of them. So yeah, a double 5 damage here. Right, this one only has 4. So yeah, this one actually might be nice. So yeah, Czechoslovakia here with the 1st division. Pretty juicy one. And let's move on, guys, as we still have a lot to cover. Let's move over to the Spaniards. Coming around with Division Acorazata Prunete. TOA PC coming around as their first little transport. No, RT rework is after Southag. RT rework not coming around yet. They said that multiple times. That's a lot of work. And yeah, Spain coming around here as the 3rd new nation. Pegaso and Pegaso 3055 coming around. I'm really happy that we see Spain. Like, this is a nation that, like Canada and Czechoslovakia, you see in other Cold War games like regiments or so as well. Like, they're also often not quite coming in the first wave, but Canada and Czechoslovakia are nations that are there usually. But nations like Spain are the ones that I play Eugen games for, because there is no other game that has Spain like this represented in a video game, or Luxembourg or Belgium. Like, those nations are always kind of forgotten in other video games. Like, Belgium, I like and regiments as well, but this is the cool stuff what we play Eugen games for, and I'm looking forward to see a lot more of these kind of nations showing up, because the Spanish division also kind of cooking, guys. So let's get into this. TOA PC coming around. And yeah, it's the first time that we have Spain in a Eugen game as well, I believe. Like, we have a couple of Spanish soldiers showing up in Normandy and in Steel Division 2, but no full-on Spanish division. Pegaso 355 and 346 here coming around as well as the big supply trucks, 1000 and 2000 supply. And then the TOA Carga as the middle point with 1500 supply. BMR PC coming around. Spain wasn't in Wargame Red Dragon, right? Like, this is the first time we have it. We have Italy there now, but I don't believe we have Spain. Yeah, Italy, Yugoslavia frontline is likely gonna come. I'm pretty optimistic there. Though I would expect the next one to be Scandinavia, going north. And a BMR PC here. Nice little APC. I'm not quite sure. It looks like a homebrew, right? Like, this is not a APC I've ever seen anywhere else. So yeah, it's a homebrew of the Spanish based, built by Pegaso. Peruvians use it as well, but yeah, really cool looking little vehicle. And then we have the infantry tab. The infantry tab is not super fancy, but it is doing its job. You get a 7mm. It's an armored division after all. You get a 40mm lug with a 40mm TOR or M113 here, or a BMR with a 40mm grenade launcher. So 2 variants of 40mm grenade launcher transport here for the 40mm. That could be quite interesting. And then we have a ground-based 20mm AA. And I'm actually sorry, guys, I haven't quite tested this one. I wanted to test it and I always forgot. I think this one can enter buildings. We have to check that, guys. Because it costs 50 points. You have an AA variant that costs 25 points and it's quite similar in stats. So I feel like the price only makes sense if this one can enter buildings. And if it can enter buildings, that's pretty dope because it has great enter-helicopter and enter-aircraft range. So we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah, 20mm kind of machine gun, kind of AA gun, both at once. So this is quite nice. And yeah, the 40mm one here looking pretty dope. Policia Militar coming into Santana, which is just looking like your beach patrol. As this one really looks like a nice holiday truck coming around. So Spanish voices are fine in my understanding. I have no idea what the difference is there. And yeah, we have Zapadores Mando coming around with 9mm MGs, and those are the engineers. Can come in a tower, can come with satchel charges here as well, and with an AT weapon. Kind of looks like a recoilless rifle. Unfortunately, isn't. Can't use HE rounds. They have one with a dozer plate as well. This one is still amphibious though, somehow. I'm struggling to believe it. It's smaller than the dozer plate on the M113 for the Canadians. Still, not sure if this really keeps amphibious capabilities. If it does, it's just a better version. Has 2 frontal armor and amphibious. So there you go. It has the submachine guns and the AT launcher. Interesting little squads. Here with the Zapadores. Yeah, leader just being a normal leader. The Fusileros with smoke grenade. They have a nice leader there. More M113s as the transport of choice. You can get the one with 40mm grenade launcher for the normal Fusileros, which are purely anti-infantry. Double MG42, 40 points. So pretty solid against infantry. Not so great against anything else. The M65 is the anti-tank launcher that we saw here. 15 penetration, 55% accuracy. It's a decent one. 675-meter range. And the squad is fine as well. 10 hit points, 1 MG. And then we go to 11 hit point, no MG. With the C90, but a hard-hitting AT launcher. 18 pen, but only 500-meter range. So the TOR is 20 points as well. There is no 25 points one. Not quite sure. The TOR luck with the 40mm grenade launcher is 25 points. So, and I don't think there's another M113 with a 40mm grenade launcher, but I might be wrong there. And then you have Milan 1s with Milan 2s, Milan 1s with Milan 1 M113 transports that still have a 50 cal, so this is a pretty good Milan 1 launcher M113, and the Milan 2 can come in with the Milan 1 variant as well. So yeah, 50 cal plus Milan 1, this is a nice M113. So this is nice, and yeah, Southag is cooking, guys. We are closing in for real now. 120mm mortar coming around here as well. As a classic one, can come in the M113 box. Then we have M113s with an 81mm mortar. We have the BMR with an 81mm mortar. And we have a 120mm mortar in this one as well. I have no idea what happened to the mortar tube there. Like, not sure what it's doing there. Work in progress. And then we have this cutie, which just hasn't quite fully grown yet. But it's not about the size, guys. It's never about the size. It's about the technique. And this guy at least fires 5 rounds per minute. Unfortunately, has a bit of a range issue. 1 to 5mm and 108. You get 3 per card. The 10km range is really the big issue here. It is relatively affordable. It can move around. And yeah, you can't upvet it here. M109s coming around as the standard M109s. And this M108 here, yeah, 3 rounds per minute. And then you have the big boys with the M110s. And the 203s are just doing the job. Like the M110s here, that's the one that you're actually gonna use most likely. Plus, maybe this thing, because it's a 140mm rocket launcher, and that means it's a bit bigger than, for example, the R60. Or RM70, I mean. And this thing is pretty solid. And finally, a good HE MLRS for NATO. So 10v10 players rejoice. NATO can do it now too. The Teruel can do good damage here back. So yeah, this is quite fine. And then tank tab wise, we have a really good tank tab as well. Starting with Ito launcher with smoke. That is quite fine in an M110. Then we have a fast TOW 2 on the BMR with smoke as well. That is good too, like really good. Only one missile ready at a time, but TOW 2 launchers with speed and smoke, that's how you want them. And the off-road speed is really nice, 85 kilometers off-road speed next to the 100 km on-road. So BMR here doing a good job. And then we have AMX-30E Mando coming around with the 50 cal instead of a 20mm. So these AMX-30Es are a bit weaker than the AMX-30Bs. This is still slaved though. This means that it has a way higher accuracy than your basic 50 cal. So this is still a high firepower 50 cal. It just can't kill IFVs like the French AMX-30s can. So, but against infantry, this is still really deadly. That's 50 cal with 50% accuracy that you get here. On top, another 7mm. But they are slower speed here, like the baseline AMX-30Bs in the French divisions as well. But you get modernized ones as well. And the AMX-30 EM2s of the Spanish are actually quite crazy, because they, first of all, get a second 50 cal, they get the speed boost, the engine upgrade, and the accuracy is even higher than the AMX-30 B2s of the French. Same price, because you lose the 20mm, but the double 50 cal firepower means that you have, at this point then, similar firepower against infantry, and you have better killing power against tanks with the 65% accuracy. You just have lower killing power against APCs and IFVs because you don't have the autocannon capability. But that all for 135 point tank is pretty damn good. You get 2 cards here only. You can't quite spam as many, as Spain didn't have quite as many as the French. And you don't get the like you get an up armored one here with Era on top as well, which gets the better frontal armor and gets the extra hit point, but it doesn't get the 19 pen. It doesn't get the depleted uranium rounds of the Brenners, so you don't quite have the high capacity option here that just murders tanks on long range. It still has the good accuracy though. So yeah, 853 here on these, 462 on the sub Lear. And yeah, 853 coming around for these guys. So you're usually gonna run them on 1 vet here. Same I think for these guys. And move them around here, and then maybe bring these guys on max vet. And then bring some ATGM launchers, or like, yeah, I think you're gonna use two of these as well here to have the high capacity killing power that you need to get rid of enemy strong tanks. Recon tab is a pretty good one as well. You start with a double sniper. That's always nice. And you get Southag. More information coming from Eugen in the next death block, which likely gonna be tomorrow, maybe today. I can't say anything about launch date, but it should be soon. We have 4-man Recon squad. We have Santana Razura as a purely exceptional optics, good stealth Recon vehicle. Have 20 points, so purely ground radar coming in here. Exploradores coming around as your 9-man squad that can come in a Recon M113 or UE. And haven't launched it. Have 1 MG, so pretty fine squad. You have an 8-man variant that can come in a BMR. I feel like that's the better one because it also has a high capacity heat round, but lower range on this one. So this is maybe even a, like, yeah, not quite sure which one of these is really better. But I feel like with the fast transports, you're gonna go for this one. And then we have Bushmaster time. So this is where the Recon tab really gets good. Because that's the Bushmaster that we know from 82nd Airborne. And we know how much damage that could do. It only has good optics here. Doesn't have the very good optics that you see over there. But still good optics and a Bushmaster. 2 frontal armor. Doesn't get immediately eliminated like the M113 CV in the Dutch divisions. And it is fast. So it's a lot better than the Dutch one in killing power. And yeah, can run around. It's basically a baby Luff, yeah. Like, yeah, no very good optics. But has the same Bushmaster. Has the same 2 frontal armor. And for 70 points, that's quite good. The VEC 90 here coming around as well. With the French 90mm. That we know from a good couple of vehicles over there as well. And yeah, you get 2 cards of these boys. So you can go to town. And then you get the EM1, which is the middle ground between the 2 tanks that we have in the tank tab. Is a Recon tank here. Meaning that it has the better engine. And it has the better rounds. It has the penetrator rounds, not the heat rounds. But it doesn't have the fire control system. So it is 1000 IR, 25 meter range with 50% accuracy, but 19 pen on that. So it's pretty good Recon tank nonetheless. Has smoke here and everything. It is really fast, but it can't quite snipe you AMX 10 RC style on 2275 meter range with great accuracy. So that one goes pretty well as well. But yeah, the VEC 25, the MX 30, EM1 Exploratory all go pretty nicely together with the EM2s and the E30s. Like, this deck has kind of everything you need for a NATO deck as well. AA tab doesn't have a man pad. Spain never got man pads in the time period. I believe nowadays they might have Mistrals, but I'm not quite sure. Man pads not around. And yeah, you have another one of the guy boy. You have a double one here, double 20mm. You have Bofors, but the old ones, no long range here. Ehrlichen, 35mm, which is the same as the Skyguard. Boy on the rear of a Pegaso. And then you have S-Bites. And S-Bite actually is decently capable. Great range against helicopter, but it is towed, so enemy has to kind of fly into you, but at least you have the capability there. 7 damage is nice as well. And okay accuracy and okay aircraft range. Similar to the Rapier FSB. And you have radar, so you have only 1 second aim time. Have to be careful with seed missiles flying around though. But outside of that, the S-Bite does its job quite well. And then you have Roland 2s here to help out against helicopters on the front line a bit as well, with max range there. Only 1 card here of the Roland 2 on an AMX 30. So that's a fine one too. And yeah, you get a decent one here as well. Helicopter tab, you get a 20mm BO-105 is what this basically is. And the HR-15. HA-15 with Hot 1 missiles on the side. So 2 good options here too. And then you have a cool air tab. Starting with a weird plane though. Don't think this is good. C-12 rocket with rockets and AM-9Ps. The C-12 with a lot of air-to-air missiles. This one basically comparable to the British Phantom that doesn't have a gun. 20% ECM is on the same level. It has the weaker sidewinders with AM-9Ps, but it has the better long-range missiles, as the AM-7F Sparrow is better than the Skyflash that you get on those Phantoms with the British. As this one has 7,775 meter range, the other one only has 7,000 meter range, so you have a good bit more range here, and that means I feel like this one is a bit better. I think the better long-range missiles are a bit more important than the better sidewinders on the other one, but both are relatively even. That's why they're also the same price. Napalm plane has 4 sidewinders as well, and 6 napalm bombs, but yeah, that's whatever. The HE bomber has at least 6 bombs, with 6 small bombs, but at least it's 6, so it can kill decently enough. Not the biggest fan though. But then we come to more F-18s. Spanish have them too, and the Maverick one here, I think, is pretty goated, because these are the good Mavericks. These are the AGM 65Gs, not the Bs like the Germans get them. So these are the ones that the Americans use as well, with 55% accuracy, and that all on this 40% ECM, 1,250 kilometers range platform. That is absolutely dope. Like, this thing is going to be really strong. AM-9Ls on the wingtips are nice as well. Can kill the helicopter quite nicely with the Vulcan and the AM-9Ls. So can win airfights there with 40 cm maybe as well. And the air-to-air variant is a bit weaker than the Canadian one. The Canadian ones, we had AM-7Fs, Ms. Here we have AM-7Fs. 5 points cheaper, losing a bit of range there. I would say the Canadian one is a bit better, but this one is still pretty good. And yeah, this is a really good platform. Absolutely in love with this one. This one will be good. Will be helpful to deal with M1A1s and T80s and so on, which are kind of the tanks where you struggle. Everything else you should just be able to run over. Has 2,275 meter range with 65% base accuracy. Like, these are absolute sniper tanks. This is a really scary vehicle. I believe this deck is not quite as fast, and the infantry is not quite as annoying as the French one. No special forces or anything like that. So I don't think it's gonna be as busted as old 5th Blindé. But it's gonna be a nice side grade there to 5th Blindé, and it's not gonna be bad at all. No, Canada got F-18s with anti-tank rockets, so no Mavericks on the Canadian ones. And T-64 prices went down by 5 points for the more expensive ones. Mikita Lapin. So yeah, T-64 division's gonna be cooking on those. All the T-64s went down 5 points. Let's keep on going though, guys, as we still have a lot of divisions. Let's go 19th Motorized as this is next Czechoslovak. We have the BMP-1s, we have the trucks, we have M17 and M19 transport helicopters. And then we have an infantry tab that is pretty filled, including AGLs, the tie with the double military police. Then we have the reservist unit that we saw. No, the security unit here, not reservist, pure security unit, but no AT. It's 10 hit points for Scorpions. I feel like this is a weird spot. It has 12 availability, but I'm not sure this is going to be good. My favorite new deck is Luftlande, just because I looked forward to Luftlande for such a long time. Gameplay-wise, it might actually be the Spanish, but I really just want to love Luftlande. All the NATO decks, I think, are absolutely goated, and all the pack decks are... Like, 303 is just wild, and then the others are really solid. Like, really, really solid decks with 1 or 2 funky little memes in them to make them interesting. We're gonna have some memes here as well. Yeah, we have the Velitel Motostrelzu coming around with BMP2. BMP2 went up to 65 points, guys, so BMP2 days are numbered. This is a big one. And Motostrelzu, yeah, with Strela Smoke, this is a nice leader. Motostrelzu here, BMP1. And then we have a BMP option with the Motostrelzu RPG7. So RPG7 VM, the same as the Polish infantry users for the most part. And the BMP2 option here for these guys. You can get 3 cards with BMP2, but yeah, BMP2 now at 65 points is actually costing you something. And that should bring these guys into check as well. And then we have the anti-tank one with BMP1's double RPG7 VL. Pretty nice squad. Doing the job here as well. And then we have the reservists that we already saw in 303. 1 MG, 10 hit points, RPG 75, can come in the OT 62A. If you want to have the numbers, that can be nice. And then we have the engineers with Scorpions and satchel charges, can come in OT 64 for the faster transport with a Dushka. Flamethrower variant with Scorpions still as well. And then we have air deployable, Me Too only, recoilless rifle. It's still a recoilless rifle, so you're likely not going to take it. Could take it here. And then we come to the special forces of the Czechs. This is the division that gets the infantry special forces. The Velitel Vizatkaru here coming around as a pretty good leader. Good RPG, smoke, 6 MGs. Has 6 assault rifles. Only Me 2 transport and Me 17 transport options. No ground vehicle, so you have to bring them in a helicopter. And the Vizatkari here coming around with double MG and assault rifles only in Me 17s. RPG 7VL. This is a really solid special forces squad. Double MG, good RPG. Like, this is what you want out of your special forces. Yeah, 2 cards here. So these are nice heliborne paratroopers here doing their job well. So yeah, what are your favorite decks so far? Like, what is your favorite new unit so far from the looks? You also get a Conquerors. So yeah, Czechoslovaks have a bit of an issue with infantry ATGMs. The only one you get here is the special forces one as well. The airborne one with Me Too's. So you have to bring it in a Me Too. At least you get some. But yeah, this is the one to go. And here we come to the first meme in this deck. We have 120mm and 82mm, and then we have the Bram. I really wish the Bram would have better stealth. That's my only critique of this thing. Could even go up to 90 points at that point. But it's a mortar, 120mm mortar. It fires in a better arc than the normal mortars, though. It fires more direct, so it's actually better than the normal mortars. and it has a Conquerors and a 50 cal. So it can be a frontline support mortar. It has smoke shells as well. So this thing pushing with your mechanized forces could be quite cool. I think mediocre stealth could help this thing out a lot, but that's just me. Conquerors and 50 cals coming around nicely. And yeah, this is going in well. Then we have D30s. A big disclaimer, all the 432 availability units now are 421. Eugen standardized the availability curve there, so D30s are kind of that currently. Until the artillery rework, take all your D30s out of your decks. You can't take them with 2 availability at max red anymore. So, get them out of there. But yeah, the Bram S here, absolutely dope little vehicle. You then get your standard quad sticker, and then you get your Danas, 2 cards of Danas, and 2 cards of the 2S7, which we already have in the Polish Airborne Division, or Marine Airborne Division. So 2 salvo length here, but big gun, plus 2 Danas. Like, you can cook some stuff here. Plus the Bram, plus ARM 70s, 1 card only, but this is a pretty juicy artillery tab, not gonna lie. So the D30s don't really matter here, but yeah, you get a lot of firepower here. Then tank tab, T72s. Yeah, the 2S7 can only fire 2 rounds. That's why you always need them in pairs. 4 rounds of them do good damage, but a single one of them is a bit unreliable. So always, like, never take a single one of these. If you bring one in the deck, bring 2. Tank tab is a pretty good one as well. You get Malyutkas, you get Conquerors here as well on the BTRK. You get the 1mm gun again. Should be price changed eventually. Not sure if that's going to be before this is going to launch or like a bit later. But yeah, this one is a bit too expensive currently. It's pretty cool though that we have a dual purpose artillery anti-tank gun thing coming around that is actually decent at being an anti-tank gun. Not still have to see how good it is as artillery. I think it should be fine with the 20 kilometer range. It should be pretty accurate if it fires from its anti-tank position. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure if it can fire smoke. That's the big question mark I have. I haven't tested that one. That's actually something I should test as well. T55 AM1 coming around here. This is a T55 modernized in its fire control, but not up armored or like not improved in the survivability. So no smoke, only 11 frontal armor, but the 2275 meter range with 55% accuracy. So all that with the good availability curve at 105 points. Actually a pretty good deal in my eyes. And you get 2 cards of these. And then you get the T72 M1 with smoke, 17 frontal armor, 3 cards of these. So a good mix of tanks here in the tank tab for the 19th Motorized. And yeah, just all around good stuff. Recon tab is where the memes continue. We first of all get the ground surveillance radar OT-62, 65. That is nice. We get a 4-man recon squadron. We get a 7-man recon squadron with a medium machine gun and a lot of scorpions. Not the biggest fan of this. Satchel charges are here too. The Prushkomici coming around as a little unit here too. So they can come around, hit the enemy, and get damage in there onto the enemy position. Yeah, Me Too's here. OT-65. Fine 4-man squad. The smoke is nice. It's special forces. But we will get to a better one. The mod here with the BMP-1, that's going to be an interesting one. RPG-7VM, double machine gun. This is a pretty good squad. And then we have a better special forces one. Doesn't have smoke, so maybe there's a point for this one. But these guys have a sniper rifle and a medium machine gun, 6-man strength, special forces. So this one beats the light enemy recon quite handily in fights. 60 points here. So that's a nice one. Special forces Recon. And then we have the Swatava, which is just a BTR basically with an ATGM. BRM1 with an ATGM. So it has the same 73mm, it has the ground surveillance radar, but it also has a Malyutka. And that is a big upgrade. That makes this thing a good bit better. Being able to fire at ground target. RT SHPC coming around with SVD and Scorpion. Ground surveillance radar on this thing as well. So this one does do its job too. And yeah, the pimped out BRM1. I like the look of this thing here as well. Like this thing just looks so wild. Also, no idea what happens if you try to turn the turret around. Like this box is looking a bit unwieldy. Not gonna lie. That is there on top of the hedge. So yeah, I guess you can only fire to the right side. Like, yeah. In game, you obviously can't fire everywhere, but IRL, like, I guess you would have to turn it all the way around, and then you still can't fire in this arc. It's something. The ground surveillance radar plus exceptional optics, though, you have really good recon here. And yeah, the tactical log here attached as well. It's beautiful. And then you have the Mi-17 Z2, the maybe ugliest unit in the game. The paint job is okay. They tried their best there, but this is real peak packed engineering. It's like, okay, we need to get a jammer on this thing. We need to get a SIG-int a scanner out there somehow as well. It is way too big to fit into our helicopter. Okay, guys, let's just put it outside of the helicopter. It's still massive. Okay, that thing has enough horsepower. It can just lift it, just wield it on there somehow. And that's how you end up with this atrocity of a little helicopter. Yeah. But it is a SIG-int and jammer helicopter. So that's a new thing. The Blackhawk, the Quick Fix got it as well. Quick Fix got added SIG-int as well. So we have now SIG-int jammer helicopters. That is going to be pretty dope. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous little thing here. Yeah, this is really peak packed engineering. And then AA tab is a solid one as well. You get the better manpads with the Iglas. 2650 meter range, pretty important. Strella's always a bit pain with the low range against helicopters. And the slightly better aircraft range means that you get those shot out a bit better as well. Only can come in Me Too though. That's the problem. You guessed the Yesjakar again. 3 cards of these this time around, though I don't think you're gonna use that many, but it is good against helicopters. Can be helpful against infantry. 2 cards of Coops as well, so it is a pretty minimalistic air tap from the unit choices, but the units you get are all fine. So, and this is a pretty nice one. Quick Fix also went up to 90 points as well, so it's the same price as this thing. Yeah. And then we have the helicopter tab with Me Too Europe starting as the Malyutka little Me Too. Mi-17 with the rockets. Mi-24s in the classic configuration. Then in a new one with the big rockets. I think this one is going to be pretty scary. 8, like basically like the Zuni rockets on the Cobra. And then we have the Mi-24 with 8 Kokos that we already know. I believe this one is going to be really nice. With like when I used it, it's really, really solid. Its reload supply cost usually really needs to fix that. Like that bigger rockets cost more and smaller rockets cost less supply. Because currently that's just kind of stupid that the 80mm rocket costs the same as a 122mm rockets, and 57mm rockets especially are a bit painful there. But for these guys, it's really good currently. They are super cheap to reload. They have a great alpha damage, and then can go back and resupply. So, really nice one. AirTap is a bit of a mixed bag. You get MiG-21s with R13s and R60s. That's a fine one. And you get one card of MiG-29s. This is the standard MiG-29 that we have in all the other packed nations as well. It is absolutely gorgeous in its paint job. And this one is just really, really hot. So, yeah, but they fire them, like, it's split here, Mikita, so they fire them faster. That's the big thing there as well. It's gonna come out when Eugen says it comes out. I have no idea. But we're gonna get more information there tomorrow. So, yeah. MiG-29 here is doing its job. And then we have Su-25s. These Su-25s are nothing special, like, outside of their paint job, which is gorgeous as well. The Czechoslovaks know how to paint their planes. You gotta give them that. Like, the MiG-21s look gorgeous, and the Su-25s and MiG-29s here look absolutely beautiful as well. But it's the same AT cluster napalm HE that we know from the Soviet variants as well. The loadouts are identical there. And then we have a seaplane, which is the same seaplane that we have, Su-22 seaplane that we have in the East German decks as well. Oh yeah, right, they might also have more range here. Yeah, 2,450 meter range is pretty big. So, yeah. As I said, I can't say anything. Eugen will tell you tomorrow, most likely. In the next dev blog. So, yeah, that's the second one there. Let's move on. And you guys wanted to see the 6, so I give you the 6. Even though I want to say Luftlande, but we saved the best for last. So 6 Division Légère Blindé, the light French armored division. And this is going to be a new playstyle. And I am a bit scared. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm a bit scared of this. But I'm also really excited for it, because I think it has great potential for great league games and for new playstyle and new players bringing around cool stuff. But it's gonna be fun. Logistics. Puma's new big supply trucks with the Belliette. Belliette gonna be come around as a transport truck a lot as well. The TRM 10,000 we already know from 152nd, but nice to see it once more here as the really chunky one with 2,000 supply. And then we have Gazelle's PCs, the first time coming in as a Gazelle CV with 3 availability, P4 PC, and the VAB that we already know. And so let's come around here into the infantry tab. And here we have a theme of, you have it in a normal form, and you have it in a Legionnaire form. And the Legionnaire form costs 5 points more, has a better red curve, and has a Resolute. Like, this is kind of everywhere. There's a couple of few options where it's actually more than that. We will get to that. Outside of that, I just keep it at that. So you have 7.6mm. You have Legionnaire 7.6mm with the white hats. Legionnaires also speak all the different languages. Like, each squad spawns in with a language and then speaks that language. So you're gonna have Spanish, you're gonna have German, you're gonna have Canadian, I believe, as well, and Belgian and Dutch speaking Legionnaires, I believe. I'm not quite sure which language they can all speak, but I'm not sure if they can speak English. Might be. But yeah, you can have all of that come in and speak that language. Or they can just speak French as well. But the squad spawns in with a language and then speaks that language. So that's pretty cool. Legionnaire here coming around as a MG. We have the pivots, the new P4 with a blue light, indicating that it is gendarmerie, which will come to all the other French divisions and Berlin Command as well. So, as I said, military police vehicles gonna come retroactively into all the other divisions as well. 50 cal coming around Grenadier Voltigier coming in here with the Belliet and the VAB. Coming in here with a 50 cal. Grenadier Voltigier with a sniper rifle, FAMAS, and smoke. So then we have the Grenadier Voltigier. We have the Legionnaire variant. And as I say, better vet, Resolute, 5 points. The VAB Legion is 25 points with Resolute, but Resolute doesn't do that much on this one. So, yeah. Then Grenadier Voltigier Apilas, and the same as Legionnaire. Resolute, better vet curve. So, that's the difference here. The leader doesn't have the sniper rifle. So, there, it's maybe better to take the normal Grenadier one. And, yeah. Well, you pay extra for the Resolute. This is pretty normal price-wise. But yeah, Legionnaires here coming around. Grenadier Voltigier Plus. So I think the 5-point price extra is actually pretty fine. I don't think these are going to be super OP, but it's nice to have them. They also, like, you don't get 4 of them at max vet like you can get with the Airborne, with the 11th Paras Marines. So they are somewhat capped still. But yeah, it's good squads nonetheless. Escortee, PC, I don't think you're going to use here because they only can come in the VAB, as any IFVs have to be left behind because they're too slow. Group Antichar can come in the VAB Milan, so that's a nice one. If you can fit them in, you could bring them around. Not sure if you can fit them in though, as the slots are pretty tight. You get the Sappers out of the Legion as well, and you get them with satchel charges first, and Resolute on a shock unit, on a CQC unit. That is quite nice. Unfortunately, a medium machine gun. Flamethrower, better because of better aim time. So this one could be an option as well. Can come in the VAB Legion as well. So, or in the no barely truck that also has safety measures here installed right at the front. So that is nice. The Milan 2s and the VAB Milan for the Legion can both come around here for the Milan 2 teams. And yeah, here once more, better veterancy, Resolute, 5 points. And then we have the special forces of this formation, and they are packing as the crab is coming around. French, good at setting up nice loadouts, not so good at choosing names. And this one is the forward deploy of the division. Crab, special forces, sniper rifle, medium machine gun, LRAC. No Apilas here, but LRAC is fine. And this is a pretty capable little forward deploy squad here, so this should be quite fine. And yeah, the crab here really do the job nicely as your forward deploy unit. You always should take this card in your deck, and then the rest is kind of optional on how you want to bring it. And yeah, the backpack we already have seen on some of the other French special forces, the SAS Patrol, or the SAS. I'm not quite sure. Some of their, I think the GSR special forces of them in 5th Plane they have them already. So yeah, they are back here with the big backpacks on the crab. Artillery is a fine one as well. The light variant of 5th Plane as well, as you get mortars on wheels. Don't pick the Legionnaire variant here. You only, well, you get the veterancy as well, I guess, but yeah, Resolute, veterancy, 5 points. Same, but different. And different paint job there as well. 155mm artillery in the old variant with 3 rounds per minute, low range, 105 points. And then 155 variant in the modern variant. And this is basically an AMX AV1, but not self-propelled, as it has 5 rounds per minute. So this thing is a really, really good artillery piece. It costs you 150 points, so I think it's priced fairly for towed artillery, but the 5 rounds per minute make this a really good one. You get 2 cards, so could even consider taking them up vet. You get 6 rounds per minute out of this, and this one should be really nice. So the 155mm here, really, really good one. I think this one will be hitting pretty hard and will be pretty important to how to play this division, getting these guys out early and hit hard. So then tank tap, And here we get to the real juice. It's a tank division, guys. Or an armored division, at least. The light armored, and that's what you get here. P4 and P4 variant for the Legion. 3 vet, Resolute, 5 points. Same for VAB Mephisto and VAB Mephisto Legion. Better vet, 5 points. And Resolute. The Resolute, not that important. The veteran, here you pay more for the veterancy. And then you get to the AMX-10 RC PC. And here you get a normal AMX-10 RC Spies. Thing is, they have bad stealth. So they're not going to be super annoying non-stop all game stealth fighting you out of forests. The tank tab variants have bad stealth. I think this is key to keep these guys in check. Otherwise, they would just be insanely annoying. This way around, they are balanced, I think, quite fairly. But 2,275 meter range, 17 pen, and you get a lot of them. And here, the one of the Legion is a bit better, as this is the Super Blinde, basically. As this one is the one with Desert Trait and the 19 pen. So you get them here in the tank tab. In the Legion variant, has Resolute as well. And pretty good availability. Can bring them up at 2 at max vet. And yeah. Well, they should at least... there wouldn't be good stealth. There would be mediocre stealth, maybe. But yeah, it would make them insanely OP. Or you would have to price them in a really stupid fashion. So I'd rather have them here with the availability and price they have, and let them come around as the fast, hard-hitting tanks that they are. And they are pretty chunky, they are pretty big, so I'm not sure. Like, they're not that much smaller than a Soviet tank. So I think the stealth is kind of fine here as well, for gameplay purposes. Recon tab, here they have the mediocre stealth and the very good optics. The Legion variant here, though, is once more only 5 points Resolute. No Super Blinde in the Recon tab. So this is the one with the 19 pen. You don't get 3 cards of them. But 2 cards in the tank tab is fine nonetheless. And then in the Recon tab, you get the Razit, you get Eclairs, you get the Eclairs with Legion, 5 points Resolute. Better vet. Spies with the VAB Spies. This is a pretty nice squad as well. 8-man squad with a VAB and the LRAC. So that's a good chunky recon squad. Dynops are a bit weird, as they're only 4 men, have smoke and satchel, but getting them into CQC combat, not going to be that easy, and you kind of pay for being able to get them in there. If they get in there against other 4-man recon squads, they can beat that, but they can't really beat more than that. So I'm not quite sure how much they're worthwhile. They only have very good optics, no GSR, so yes, they have forward deploy, but I feel like they're priced fine. I'm just still not sure how much you're gonna use them. And yeah, then you have VBL Recon with the 50 cults, VBL Milan with the Milan 2, really good one, to come in early and deal some damage. And an exceptional optics helicopter for 50 points with the Orchidee. This radar going down here, as you can see on the little image, once this gets up into the air. And yeah, exceptional optics recon helicopter, quite nice one as well. Plus the second fast recon drone, next to the Canadians. Yeah, the CL-89 here for the French as well. 800 kmh, 90 seconds autonomy. Flies pretty high, so sees a bit less than, because it has the same optics as the low-flying recon drone. Sees a bit less, but is also a lot harder to kill and comes around faster. And yeah, the AMX-10 RCs here really coming in quick, hitting hard. AA tab, you get 20mm, you get 20mm Legion, you get TRM-2000, you get TRM-2000 Legion, you get Gazelle Celtiques. This is really nice. This is really helpful for the openers, protecting you against enemy helicopter openers, protecting you potentially also against enemy dive bombers, killing them with the long, fast fire Mistrals. The good range of the Mistral. And then you have Mistral Legion, Mistral and Mistral Legion. The thing is, the normal Mistral can come with a VAB with a 20mm turret. The Legion one is only the normal VAB Legion, so they don't get the VAB 20. So there, the normal Mistral might be the better option. And then you have a Pamela on a TM 2000. So that's just another Mistral here on a vehicle, and the Crotale coming in here. Crotale, one card, is a decent vehicle nowadays. Yeah, but only one card here of these guys as your fast moving AA unit coming around with your tanks. So this division is all about the war of movement and keeping it agile. Maybe holding the flank with your group anti-char or your grenadier voltigeurs, like they do that fine. You have good infantry, good AT launchers there, and then move around with your MX-10s quickly and have all the other stuff following them, and get rid of enemy stopgaps with the good artillery. Helicopters helps out with this as well. Light helicopters for the defense with the ATGMs or for the offense with the cannon. So good options here too. And then we have the Jaguars. Which deck do you like the most so far, guys, from what you've seen? What is the deck you're most excited for? As we then have Jaguar Rocket 2s with big rockets, 100mm rockets. So this one could be quite nice. Quick reload time, hard-hitting rockets, napalm, seed, and an LGB variant of the Jaguar with BGL 400. And fires both at once. And then Jaguar Cluster, Jaguar HE coming around nicely as well. And yeah, the Jaguar HE here, both known planes as well that we have seen a couple of times. And the Mirage 2000C, you get 2 cards of this, which is nice. I think the other decks only get 1 card. You have it in 11E and TKS, but here you get 2 cards, so 2 cards of the good fighters. And yeah, Spanish look pretty nice. 303 all the way. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for 303 as well. And the Mirage 2000C here, the RDIs. These are going to be helpful, keeping the sky clean above your fast-moving vehicles here. So I think this deck, with its really mobile warfare, is going to be an interesting one. With these guys being at bad stealth, I don't think it's going to be OP, but I think it's going to be hitting a lot of people really hard when it launches. People not going to be used to the playstyle that this is going to create, but I'm all here for seeing that playstyle, and I think it's going to give us a lot of fun tournament games. Talking about that, guys, don't forget to sign up for One League Season 5. Season 5 is coming around at starting at the 25th of September. We should have Southag in some shape or form, hopefully, until then. 29th of September coming around. Like, pretty optimistic that we're gonna see Southag till then. So if you want to use these divisions in a tournament, One League Season 5 gonna be there for you. And I gotta post the link there real quick, guys, so that you can sign up. A lot of new people already actually have signed up. Like Season 5, I was surprised how many signups we already got regarding that. One was a bit on a slumber over the last couple of weeks, but League seems to be still hype. I'm happy to see that. And yeah, everybody is welcome, no matter your skill level. We have 4 different skill levels in the league with 4 divisions, so each being their own tournament basically, and people promoting and demoting through the divisions, similar to a European Football League. And if you're a new player, you're going to be put into Division 4 with other casual and new players. And if you're a top player, you're going to be Division 1 or 2. So yeah, everybody is welcome there to sign up for some nice one fun. And hey, Panda Boots, as yeah, Legionnaires here, Legion MX-10's coming around. So yeah, the French 6, a really fun one. Let's move over to the final Czechoslovak division. First Tankova. This one is the Czechoslovak top high-tech one, the technology of the finest, including BMP2 CVs, and the classic T813s and the V3S supply trucks that you see around in all the divisions as well. BMP2 and BMP1 and T64 here, or T64 transports. So good CV options here. Slots really limited, which is going to be a problem because you have really a lot of good artillery. So affording the supply for them, you might have to rely on teammates in team games or take your stuff elsewhere. No, we're not able to show the Army General in this build yet, Nicholas. So, yeah, we can show the operations. We can't show the Army General yet. That is still work in progress. The technology is here. And, yeah, the 7mm MG coming in. The TIE and the security unit here. TIE once more in both of the military police options. This weird security unit, good availability, but this unit itself not that great. The Motorized leader is stealth leader with the Strela with the smoke. I think this one is nice. Can come in the BMP2 here as well. So 7-man squad, smoke plus Strela. I like the leader here. And with you not being able to afford leader here, you might want to take them here, but you also really can't afford them here. Like the infantry slots here are pretty rough as well. So the units you get are fine. You get Motorized in BMP1. You get Motorized with the RPG 7VM with the BMP2. So that one is a fine one too. And yeah, BMP2 here coming around nicely. Panzerno Vici coming around with a double RPG 7VL. And yeah, BMP1 coming around too. I mean, the numbers in 1 are still above what Steel Division 2 had above most of its lifetime, and Steel Division 2 still had 10v10s games, so I'm not particularly worried, but I obviously also want more new players coming in. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it all goes after the summer. Summer being a big slump is nothing new either. Like, we had similar break-ins in the previous years in summer times as well, outside of last year where we had the full release in summer, but like, yeah, huge in games. Huge, like, all the multiplayer games dip in the summer because people actually go outside. And then if you don't have content on top of that, that's just, yeah, going to be normal. I think people panic way too much about that. Seeing that Steel Division 2 still is around at this point. Sinistre LPO. Like, the only thing that can ruin it is too much panic about it. Sinistre OT62A coming around with the little MG. Scorpions here. Not the biggest fan of these guys. We get an ATGM. It is only a fagot. You can't really afford it, a slot price either. So, but you can't choose it here. Would be really helpful in 303. You get it here instead. Artillery tab is a strong one. You get an 81mm mortar, 82mm. You get the Tulipan showing up here now with 240mm mortar towed on this MTLB and 9,000km range. Decent HE, but it fires in a mortar trajectory. I'm not sure how good this thing is. I don't think it's that great. And you have 3 cards of Danas, so I don't think you need this. You could maybe use this thing though, as this is the real baby Buratino. The mine clearing tool can go back home because we have a thermobaric 1750m range unit with 24 of these small, or relatively big actually, 280mm thermobaric warheads. Yeah, we have rocket launcher coming around. Don't think, like, didn't really see a big correlation with Broken Arrow there in the dips. And I mean, Broken Arrow is dipping as well, and Wano's not going back up, so I don't think it's really that much Broken Arrow. Like, a bit there as well, but I think it's just mostly summertime and stuff. But the SVO is a pretty cool one here. Like, Broken Arrow did do its part, but not much more than, like, I think summer and the crashes are a bigger factor than Broken Arrow actually is. Acacia coming around, 122mm. Like, I think Broken Arrow only particularly affects maybe the team game population, but the smaller team game population especially, and that was already always struggling, and that's just down on Eugen not giving us a matchmaker. Like, the 2v2 to 4v4 scene was always small, and that maybe got hit the most because it's an absolute pain. And Eugen not having a matchmaker there is just kind of stupid since 2019. Yeah, not having it in Steel Division 2, not having it in Wano is just pretty painful. And yeah, the 2S for 110 points here for 240mm. And then, yeah, we have the Danas with the 152mm artillery piece. 3 cards of Danas. This is actually kind of like, you don't need to do anything else in this deck. Like, you can even upvet them and bring still 3. Like, this is how you want to build the artillery tab, I think. And then you can maybe play something else if you want to. But the 3 1-cost slots are kind of filled with Danas. So this is pretty scary and pretty good. And then we have a really interesting tank tab as well. As you get T-72s, ME2s, and ME3s. These are the 15 frontal armor ones. One with smoke, one without smoke. And this is one that we know from the Polish. So you can get a lot of these. And you combine them with the T-72S. And you get 3 cards of them. So this is where I'm a bit scared of this deck. At least these are now 155 points, not 145 points anymore. So the price of them is at least in a decent spot now. But the T-72S is really, really interesting. Yeah, the RMVZ 51, we had seen them in 303 already. The short range is a bit weird. So I'm not sure how good this one is going to be. It has 3 reloads carried on its own. But yeah, I'm not sure how good that's going to be. T-72 ME3 here, coming along with smoke with 19mm. And yeah, the severe spam is going to be really, really nice. Your guess is as good as mine, Milan. Czech being a bit higher on the list of nations to give stuff to for the Soviets. But yeah, why they get 3 cards? Read the death block. Yushin said they do, so they do. So the T-72S here, gonna be scary. And Recon tab is a solid one as well. You get your classic 4-man squad. You get your 8-man engineer squad with an MG, satchel charge Scorpions in OT-62s. You get BMP2 Recon infantry as well. So with double MG and an RPG-7 VM. So this is a good one too. And can come around nicely. You get your SHBCs too, your Special Forces Recon. With the assault rifles and 6-man Special Forces MG plus sniper. So Special Forces with GSR here too. And then you get your only fast recon drone on the packed side. But yeah, the 4th in Southag with the Tu-143, 800 kmh, 90 seconds autonomy. They're all stats clones currently. So yeah, the Tu-143 here coming along as a nice little fast drone. Technology strikes again. And then we have the Svatava again, which is just, the better BMR. It's a good one. It's a really nice one. And yeah, with the GSR and the Svatava, your Recon tab already is fine. Like, this is fine. This is great. This is amazing. So, a really good Recon tab. A really good tank tab. Good stuff in the infantry tab, but really limited. Good artillery tab. So this is going to be a good deck. Like, the T-72s at least are fine price-wise now, but the combination of these two, like having this cost-efficient workhorse and the strong long-range bully, like this is a good tank tab. And yeah, comes in with a nice recon tab. BMP2 prices and T-72's prices really balance it out, though. Like BMP2 now being 65 points and so on. Like this means that this thing is good. I don't think it's gonna be busted, which is nice. A is good as well. You get Osas, you get Iglas, you get Yestakar. You can get Strolatanems as well. But yeah, 2 cards of Osas, Yestakar, Igla. Like, this is all you need. Like, this really brings the stuff you need. Yeah, it's a KA-50. It's not a KA-52. And KA-50 there, it's a bit all down to the source material. Like, there are quite conflicting sources about, was there a couple of flying prototypes at the time? Was there not? So, yeah, and yeah, I'm no expert, so I don't know. Like, Eugen went with there were flying prototypes in the 80s. And that's where they came from. And with that timeline, it makes sense. If that is wrong, then it's wrong. But yeah, Eugen's the source material that Eugen saw and went with was there were flying prototypes in the 80s. So might as well push them into service and kill the Mi-28 project. And I think that's kind of agreeable. And plus, we only have one division with Ka-50s. It's not like we have a Ka-50 span. Mi-24Ds here and URPs, so decent helicopters as well. The Mi-17s with the rockets, I'm not the biggest fan of, but these two are fine. So the 2 slots here, this is nice as well. Good for the early game. And yeah, these are just fine as well with the Phalangas. Slow flying, but decent range, decent penetration. And no, they are Ka-50s. They only have one pilot in there. So no Ka-52s there. And MiG-23 MLA coming around as your only fighter. So this is a bit of a weakness here as well. The air tap. This is not a great fighter, but it has a long range missile, so it's a fine fighter. And yeah, we're gonna get a lot of new maps as well. So as I said, there's so much to look at here. And I think this division already got nerfed, Hussein. So I'm not sure how much further it will get nerfed. Because as I said, the T-55s already went up, BMP-2s already went up. So I think this division actually might be fine with that. Like, on the current build with 60 points and 145 points, T-72s and BMP-2s, I think it would be OP. I think it's now an A-tier division. Maybe a low S-tier still. I don't think it needs much more, though. Maybe 1 or 2 slot nerfs, but as the infantry slots are already so limited, you can only go so far. Yeah, and the air tap is a bit of a weakness as well. MiG-23 MLA, only 10% ECM. R-23Rs are not great. Low accuracy, low range for long-range missiles, but it's at least long-range missiles. 3 availability on these. So it is okay for the price point. It's not a great plane, though. Then the MiG-23 strike aircraft here are all not that great either. The rocket one maybe is okay. The cluster one is high altitude. The HE one is high altitude, so these are not that great. The KH-23Ms are pretty terrible as well with the super low accuracy. So 10% ECM on these guys as well. They can get shot out of the sky quite quickly. So I think the air tap is relatively weak, plus slots are limited as well. So this is an interesting little air tap. And yeah, I don't think it's that great though. And the tank tap is good. The infantry tap is fine as well, but I don't think this is better than 20 of Panzerna, for example, which got nerfed with the BMP-2 and the T-72 nerfs as well. So yeah, I think it's on par there. Like the T-72Ss and so on, they're good, but yeah, this is going to be interesting. Which new missile? We have the R-23Rs already, or which do you mean? What is the new missile breed? Red. We have them in one of the... fighter. One of the East Germans has them already. Here, this one. So, or did I miss something? Is it another division that you were talking about? So, yeah, this is it for the Czechoslovaks. 303 as the meme division, as the reservist division with interesting tools as well, but the lack of ATGMs and so on, obviously big weaknesses. Still might have it as the firepower. But yeah, and more R-23SRs, more weaker long-range packed missiles. I like that. Like, not all being top tier, not having everywhere R-73s and R-27s. That's nice, showing that the arsenal is filled with old stuff as well. Yeah, and then 19th as the good mid-ground, and first as the higher tech, but also limited in infantry, bit higher price division, no T-55s and so on. So I think I think the Czechoslovak divisions are all designed quite nicely, and with the T55 nerf, T72 nerf, T55 nerf is there as well, but not for this divisions, and the BMP 2 nerfs. I think the divisions are in a fine spot as well. So that brings us to the final NATO division that we can show now. As I said, the Rhine and 17th Tankovi, currently not in this preview build. So that brings us to Luftlande. And this is my favorite one in the build. And we start in the logistics tab with Kraka, with Unimog, and with a big MB 1017 new supply truck. Mercedes giving them a new one next to the Unimog. And yeah, Kraka munition here can come around. We have the M577 M113 box as a CV. We have Kraka Führungs as the 3 availability one, and the Führungsiltris as the 4 deploy one. So that's kind of all you need out of this. And a CH-53 supply helicopter is a neat one to have as well, which we have seen in quite a lot of divisions as well. 31st is, we're gonna go into 31st afterwards. 17, as I said, is not in. The Rhine and 17th are not in. So Luftlande, here we go. Infantry tab is a really cool one. Relatively good slots. It's an infantry division after all. And you get Fallschirmjäger, you get MG3s, you get Feldjägers with the new VW T3 Feldjäger that is going to be around in the other German divisions now as well. So especially for TKS, this is important. For this division, not so much. You don't get reservists here. You get the classic Sicherungs that all the Germans get as well. And then you get Panzergrenadiers, but they are limited to 0 vet. And the Panzergrenadiers bring a new Marder, the Marder 1A1, which has the MG turret in the rear that they got rid of later because that has the limitation of not being able to fire forward. And it has that limitation in Warno as well. Don't you worry, guys, it's not going to turn sideways to the enemy to try to shoot it, but it means that it only can fire it against enemies from the sides. So this is a bit autonomous, and yeah, can only fire against enemy infantry from the sides and can't fire forward. So firepower-wise, they are a bit limited. And yeah, Panzergrenadier M113s coming in the M113s, the big 9-man squads, and then the Panzergrenadier, the normal ones with the sniper rifle and all, they can come in a Marder 1A1 with a Milan. So you get 2 cards. They are limited to 0 vet because these are kind of reservist Panzergrenadier or like recruit Panzergrenadiers. So they are not the highest quality. But you get IFVs and you get the infantry inside of them for 2 cards. You have to up-vet them maybe with leaders if you really want to use them efficiently, but they at least can come around. And you can purchase it with the pack, but I'm not sure when it will be available. Purchase on its own, Tyson. I have no idea. Yeah. Do you own the big pack with Norfag and so on inside as well, into Nemesis 1 and 2? Like, that's the most cost-efficient way of buying the DLC anyways. Though, obviously, if you only want this, then you have to wait till Legion brings it out on Steam. Usually they bring it only around at release date, so yeah, whenever that is. Kraka M40A1 coming around. And can come in CH-53. Not that great. Recoilless rifles currently are in a bit of a weak spot. So, yeah, not that big of a fan here. And then we come to the Gebirgsjägers. And these bring Mountaineers in big time, as all of them have the Mountaineer trait. And they were the reason the Mountaineer trait was created. Mountaineer means that they can move through difficult terrain without any speed. Like, ruins and forests especially, those are the 2 types we have currently. They reduce the speed of infantry units. Now, these guys don't get that speed malice. We got that trait already for the Gurkhas and the Afghansi last patch, because it was created for the Gebirgsjäger here. Now we have it on a lot of units here in this deck, because you have quite a lot of Gebirgsjägers. You have Gebirgs Pioneers, you have Gebirgsjägers, and those are basically normal Pioneers, but with the Gebirgsjäger trait here. And Gebirgsjäger are basically Jäger with sniper rifle and the Mountaineer trait. So this is a pretty solid 11-man squad. Sniper rifle, MG3, Panzerfaust can come in the new truck, can come in a Huey. The Gebirgsjäger Führer with the red eye and the Carl Gustav and the smoke. He's a pretty good leader as well. Like all the utility that you want out of your leader squad in one leader. Good AT, smoke, and a manpad. So this is a pretty dope one. Fallschirmjäger Führer coming in with the classic smoke. Fallschirmjägers here being standard as well with the Pioneers. That's one we know from Mnet already. Fallschirmjäger still at 65 points now, at least not 70, but I still believe they're not that cost efficient. That have to be kept in check, otherwise 2nd Panzergrenadier is going through the roof again. So that's why they're still here. We have a new unit though, and I think that's the better one. That's the Fallschirmjäger Reservisten. You can bring them at 1 vet, at which point they have better availability than the Fallschirmjäger. And they are cheaper. And they have the same firepower. 8-man squad, MG3, G3. They have a weaker AT weapon, but it's still a Carl Gustav, so it's still pretty good. So this is the forward deploy you want. And I kind of think that's the only forward deploy you need. And then you can fill the rest with Gebirgsjäger and Panzergrenadier. Next to getting a Milan 2 forward deploy. But this is all the forward deploy you need. And then you can fill it with other units. So yeah, Milan 2 forward deploy. Milan 2 that can come in Fuchs Milan 2. And then Milan 1 that can come in a Marder 1A1 if you want to. So good options here with the ATGMs. Then we come to the second big squad next to the Czech one, the Czechoslovak one, with the Luftgebirgsjäger. That is the second 16-man squad here, and a really good one as well. 90 points, 16-man squad, double MG and sniper rifle, and Carl Gustav. This is a chonky squad. So yeah, the 90 points are absolutely warranted, as this is hard to chew through and is an absolute killing machine with the sniper rifle and the double MG. So really gonna be very good. And then we have the Hochgebirgsjäger coming around as a special force mountaineer, meaning that they just zoom through the forest. Unfortunately, they don't have an AT weapon, otherwise they could hunt vehicles down. But, well, they survived an HE bomb though. Like, they survived quite a couple of bomb loads with 16 men. Workable puffin. That's the thing. You need like against 500 kilogram bombs with like 500 kilogram bombs they go down, but against like 250 kilogram bombs they might still survive. No release date is something for Eugen to announce, so I can't say anything there, but most likely tomorrow. Like the release date from Eugen's side in the dev blog. We're gonna get some information there. So yeah, these guys are really chunky with 16 men. And 90 points is fine there as well. Hochgebirgsjäger, really good special forces, 11 men, sniper rifle, double MG, etc. charge. These will really delete infantry, plus being able to stalk enemy infantry through the forest is nice. Also allows you to dodge bombs. Like, this is a big part of Mountaineer trait, is also big with these guys, that you kind of can sidestep bombs because you don't have the speed deficit there in forests. And that means you can kind of sidestep, especially against high altitude bombers. But even against dive bombers, if they don't quite have line of sight, if they just try to hit you, like, you can kind of sidestep bombs. Kind of similar to the Lord of the Rings in front of Minas Tirith orc general there, who's just sidestepping the stone. Like, that's kind of what you can do with these guys here too. So, yeah. Hochgebirgsjäger coming around. And then we come to the artillery tab, where we have mortars and airborne mortars. We have the classic good Feldhaubitze 70, the 155mm, good as always, 4 rounds per minute. Good cost efficiency. We have a 105mm for 70 points with forward deploy. Can come in a Unimog, unfortunately not in the CH-53, but it's air deployable if you want to. Not really that important though. I don't think you're gonna play this much, but if you want to have a light howitzer, you get it. Panzermörser can come around as well. And then we have an M109G. And this one is actually pretty okay. It is short-barreled, meaning the range and the accuracy drops with it, but it has 4 rounds per minute, and it is pretty cheap. And yeah, we have 8 out of the 10 divisions of Southag in this build. So we covered 6 of them already. We are currently in the 7th one here with Luftlande. And yeah, M109G, pretty fine one. Tank tab, like this one for the price point, actually quite a nice one. Tank tab is an interesting one as well. We have 2 versions of Crocker, which really is pick your poison. Crocker Toe with the better range, better accuracy. Crocker Milan 2 with the better penetration, lower range, lower accuracy. So interesting one to which one to pick here. You really want to have the Jaguar 2. We have a new Jaguar 2 division, and this one does need it way more than you need them in 2nd Panzer Grenadier. So I think it was a good choice moving them there. It's really important that they are here. Jaguar 2 gonna help out a lot. M48s, A2G A2 without reservist rate. That's why the 80 points here. So this one is a pretty capable one with the smoke launchers and 9 availability. These guys can do a decent job for 80 points. But for 10 points more, you get the Leopard 1A1. And as you can see, like stats-wise, they're actually somewhat similar. But this one has a stabilizer, this one has a better MG. And it's the faster tank as well. 1 less frontal armor though. So, yeah. But the Leo 1A1 doesn't come with a veterancy here in this deck. This is a big limitation. Like the reason why Leo 1A1A1s are so good in the other decks is because you take them with 2 vet, and then the accuracy and the rate of fire goes up really nicely. You can't do that here, so you are limited to spam these one out. There is a bit of a safety net though with the Leo 1A1A2, which gets better pen, but costs 5 points more. But you can up vet this one, but you only have 1 card of these, of the Leo 1A1A2, and actually not quite sure. Like they look a bit different. This one just looks a bit more pristine, but from the outside, otherwise, oh yeah, they have this one here as well. Okay. I was looking for differences in the model. Okay, there we go. Leo 1A1A2. I was looking at the wrong side. I think outside of that, they're basically the same model, just with the Balkenkreuz looking a bit better, a bit fresher on this guy. And then we have the Leo 1A1A1 leader. So standard there as well. So yeah, decent tank tab, not great, but you at least have tanks and a relatively aggressive infantry division. So that's better than nothing. And I think these cards will get you relatively deep. Also important, they're all really cheap, so not really worth bombing, which is going to be coming in big, because that's a big issue of the deck, having to worry about being bombed. Alouette coming around, Bergsjäger Scharfschütze coming around with the double G3 with Zielfernrohr, can come in a Kraker Aufklärung if you really want to, and yeah, that is a really, really hot one. So, Kraker Aufklärungs here coming in. It's looking so derpy. Like all the Krakers look derpy, but I feel like with the seat there, it looks even derpier than the others. I don't know what it is about this one. Like, but yeah, it looks pretty derpy. Gebirgsaufklärer, pretty good. 10-man squad. Have pretty good firepower. Have an Aufklärungspanzer Fuchs. Gebirgsjäger Jagdkommando, really good as well. Have the MB 1017 with the satchel charge, with the 11-man squad, really good against infantry. Shock as well. So both have the mountaineer trait, both can sprint through forests, so both really good options. I think you're only going to take one of these, but both of these are good options. You might not even take one of these, because we even have better stuff here. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärungs, pretty good with the Panzerfaust 3. And then another Panzerfaust 3 one with the Fallschirmjäger B1. And Fallschirmjäger B1 together with Hochgebirgsjäger, that is really, really scary for deploy infantry. As these one bring the AT, these one bring the extra infantry killing power, which the Fallschirmjäger B1's already pretty good on as well, with the 7 MP5s. So this is a deadly combo for infantry fights. And then we got the vehicles on top as well. Starting with the CL-289, the most modern of the NATO fast recon drones. So stats-wise, it's currently the same as the older CL-89 compatriots. But yeah, looking a bit better because it's a bit longer. And yeah, 800 kmh now. 90 second autonomy. Fast, high-flying drone. Looks A1, always nice to have. And then we have a good Leo 1A5 here in the Recon tab. And that means that's where you get your 2275 meter range. You are limited to 3 at 0 vet or 2 at 1 vet. So you don't get a lot, but you can get them before deployment. They really make your opener a lot scarier. As this is basically now a better TKS opener in my eyes, with the Hochgebirgsjäger being better than the Green Berets, and the Leo 1A5 being in my eyes even better than what you get with the MX-10 of 10RC, as this one actually can take fights, but a bad stealth here, so that's debatable, and also not quite as fast as the MX of 1, but forward deploy long-range tanks, always nice to have. So Aufklärungs Leopard 1A5 here is a nice one. AA tab is where it gets a bit painful. You have Fliegerfausts, and you have forward deploy AA in form of the Kraka. So at least you have a AA gun against helicopters. That's pretty important. So having this capability is nice. Kraka not quite being 100 kmh is a bit of an issue, but at least you have something there. Zwillinge not before deploy, and then you have a Unimog and a Kraka with a 20 mil if you want more 20 mil. And then you have one cut of Gepards, and this is the only medium AA you get. So this is a really, really important card for this deck. Where you want to put your push, you need to have the Gepards around to kill off enemy planes that try to suicide bomb you, and really make that a suicide so that they don't get out. And this is the key card. You have to be really resourceful with where to bring them. You still might want to bring them one vet to actually get the kills there. And yeah, gonna be real fun. Well, it doesn't have the artillery of TKS. It doesn't have the long-range AA of TKS. It's a sidestep to TKS in a lot of ways. Like, I don't think it's a power creep TKS, because like TKS is the way better team game division. And this one does lack in key factors. So yeah. But yeah, the Panzer Grenadiers and so on, obviously, like, yeah, the tank and infantry tab are better than TKS. Gepard 1A1s here coming around. Helicopter tab, BO 105 with 80 gems. So nothing special. Good for holding a flank though. So nice to have them. And then the air tab is an interesting one as well. We start with Alpha Jet rockets. 5 availability. That's the nice thing about them. The rest is pretty mid. At least 10% ECM. And then you go up to 20% ECM with the Alpha Jet KVS with Maverick Bees. So Alpha Jet that can bring around big punishment. It is priced accordingly. 140 points. That's quite high price point for Alpha Jet, but it has 20% ECM. It also brings AM9Ls. With the Mauser and the AM9Ls, it can be good helicopter hunter, so the price makes sense. It is the lower 50% accuracy Mavericks, but Mavericks here still scary with the 30 damage, so the enemy has to bring AA against you, otherwise these can destroy their openers quite easily, and that's the effect they have here, and that's a nice effect to have. And as I said, can hunt down helicopters quite efficiently as well. So that's a nice part there as well, both in availability and price point. They are decently set up for that. You have your E-Warfare plane here with the HFB 320 ECM coming around with the E-Warfare trait and a lot of capabilities here. So yeah, the Alpha Jet KVS coming around. We have 2 F4F cards, F4F AA2 with the upgraded AM9Ls that get 5% more accuracy for 10 points more, and then 1 card of the normal F4F shotgun fighters for shotgun AM9Ls. So these are a bit of a mid-step between AM9Ms and AM9Ls, have the accuracy of AM9Ms, but the range of AM9Ls. And yeah, the 60% ECM here, E-Warfare plane. So you can build a bit around these guys, potentially. Though you also have a tornado seat. So and you don't want to take both. And I feel like the tornado seat is the better choice, especially with the F4Fs. Like you bring the tornado seat ahead for the better ECM, and then have the F4Fs right behind it, as they're all similar in speed as well, so that the tornado seat can tank enemy missiles, and then your F4Fs can shoot them down. Yeah, so you can win head-on fights quite easily with this deck in air fights as well. So I don't think it's as easy to air bully as people make it out to be. But you have to be resourceful in when to bring in your planes to shoot down enemy bombers. And you only have to focus on that. If you shoot down the enemy bombers, this deck is going to be pretty fine. And yeah, the shotgun fighters are pretty good at that. Like, people are like, oh yeah, this is just even worse than the Belgians. I think it isn't. It doesn't have the 2 cards of Gebhardt and no Mistral, so the AA tab is maybe the worst in the game. But your fighters are pretty good. And way better than the F-16s of the Belgians. And with the seed planes carrying air-to-air missiles, with the HE bomber and the Alpha Jet carrying good AM9Ls as well, like, you are in a decent spot there to just get enough stuff out there to like slug the enemy, get the enemy in a slugfest in the air as well. Against some decks, though, it's gonna be painful. Like, you gotta be really good with your micro there to get this around. FOF LGB coming around with 2 GBU 12s. Currently dropping in once, which I'm a bit surprised by. But yeah, might be subject to change here. And then a Mehrzweckwaffe, which can be nice as well. Though as you have so much anti-infantry already, I'm not sure you need this. But yeah, the reload time is still a bit painful on this. Outside of that, this works quite nice though. So yeah, those are these infantry units. And yeah, the division is in a pretty nice state. It's gonna be my favorite division, I believe, in Southag. It's really, really cool. I liked TKS. I think I will like Luftlande a lot as well. And yeah, it's a pretty unique division as well. So I like that a lot. Though the Spanish, maybe it's Spanish. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And that brings us to the final of the 8 divisions out of Southag that we can show currently. And that is the MTLB, the 31st Tankovi, starting with the MTLBs here. This is a bit of a new workhorse Soviet division, like a bit of a baseline division there for the Soviets. You're gonna see why in a second. Has a couple of cool unique features as well though. Mi-22 CV being one of them. This is surprisingly good CV helicopter. 65 points is quite cheap. 270 kmh is quite fast. 10% ECM and 10 heat points means that it even can survive a strafing plane from like with a relatively good chance. So Mi-22 CV helicopter actually might be an option. BMP-3 CV here being an option too. Slots relatively painful though, so you have to be careful what you take. Yeah, the E-Warfare, I mean, it reveals enemy AA. It has the seed optics at least. So it at least reveals enemy radar AA. But yeah, it isn't quite a recon plane. But that's not what it is real life either, so it makes sense that it doesn't have the recon capabilities. Like, it's a purely E-Warfare plane IRL as well. Well, because matched war. So 3 cards there. They got the production going and they produced them. Like, yeah, and balance. Like yeah, division design, Kijin wanting them there, and march to war with yeah, the Czech getting the production line online and building them. So yeah, infantry tab coming along here, plus needing some separation to like the East German T-72 division. So having none of the midline T-72s, but more of the high end, more of the low end, like, design-wise, it makes sense in my eyes. But yeah, it's like, you can historically argue that it's too much, too little, but it's a march towards a fictional timeline, and it's not completely out of the ordinary, so I think it's fine. With the march toward can kind of explain that one. So yeah, infantry tab here, 76mm, you get the 30mm as well. Slots are okay for a tank division. Not great, but okay. Like one more one cost slot than in the first Tankova, for example. Commandantura in the US, Commandantura, military police. Motostrelki RPG 22 is where you get the BMP2. BMP2 at 65 points now, so but with the cheap Motostrelki, you still get it for fair 100 points in the combo. And yeah, you get 2 cards of these. The normal Motostrelkis come with BMP1s, so somewhat similar to 39th in that regard. You don't get the AGLs on the BMP1P, but yeah, somewhat similar in the Motostrelki loadout here. To obviously way fewer slots, and you don't get any Motostrelkis in BTRs. So you get your Saperis though in BTRs, so that's an option here. Pretty standard there. Pulmachiki in BMP1s. And then you get your Czechoslovaks assistant with Fagots coming around in OT-64s. Streltsy coming in as well. 9-man squad, double MG, RPG 7VL. So that's kind of your Motostrelki here. And maybe even better, the Streltsy here coming around nicely. OT-64C is a pretty good transport as well. So I like these guys. And I think they're gonna be nice. I think he's gonna go with the BMP2s and then the Streltsy, or maybe a mix with one card of BMP1s and then the BMP2s coming and then the Streltsys. So good mix here as well. And yeah, you get the Conquerors with the Pact as well. And yeah, good options here. Artillery coming around with the 82s, with the 120mm mortars, and the D30s. Well, I mean, at least the L39 shows up a lot in 303, and you kind of want to separate the air taps there a bit as well. So I think it's fine that it shows up the way it does currently. And then, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not the last we see of the Czechoslovaks. They will show up in Nemesis and so on, and I believe there we will see more L39s. And yeah, 120mm mortar, 82mm mortar, D30s. D30s and Czechoslovak variant without the MTLB option. But as I said, you don't really want to take these guys anyway right now because the veterancy curve got reduced to 421 from 432, so you can't 2-vet them anymore. And without 2-vet, the D30 is not really worth it currently. You get Akacia and Quadstika, and then you get the short-range VZ51, VZ51 here with 8,200 meter range. Carrying 3 reloads, that is nice. The rockets being a bit bigger than the RM70s is nice as well, but the short range is a big issue. So I'm not sure how great this one is. And then you have the Prima as a cluster artillery. And that one is pretty fine. And yeah, you have 50 rockets on this one. So Prima should do a fine job as well. You get 2 cards of these. 280 points. Should put them in a check as well though. But yeah, another valid cluster option for Pact coming around for the MLRS. So Pact MLRS for sure isn't hurting, guys. We get decent options here as well. And then tank tab, we get Malyutkas, we get T55 AM1s. So tank tab is somewhat similar to what we just saw with first Tankova, and that's where it separates here a bit. You have the T72Bs as well, which are basically the T72S. And you get a B1 without the ATGM. You only get 1 card with ATGM. This one being 30 points cheaper though, that's a fair price step. I feel like they should get a second card of the B1. I like that they only have 1 card of B. I think they should have 2 cards of the B1, but that can all be done later maybe. If they really need it, the division might be fine as is. AM1 here is a nice option, cheaper option, long range option as well, which is like kind of funny because like your T55s are your long range option here. With all the other tanks, 2,100. And here you have your 2,275 meter, but low frontal armor. But 105 points, good availability curve, so this is going to be fine. And then we have the OBR 79, which are 15 frontal armor, smoke, 19 pen. And then the OBR 81, which are basically the M1s with smoke, 17 frontal armor, 19 pen. And yeah. OBR here coming around, T72B and B1 moving around, BK coming in as a pretty new version as well. We haven't seen any command variants of these tanks, so that is nice. This is a pretty tanky command tank with 18 frontal armor and the era trait, so good survivability on this one. So the tank tab here should be quite nice. Only Malyutkas as the ATGMs outside of the severe, but having the severe, that makes it kind of fine. And you have Conquerors here, you have BMP2s and Conquerors, so ATGM situation should be okay. Recon tab, pretty good. You get 2 cards of Mi-24Ks if you really want to do some shenanigans in the opener. You get Me-2s. You get the Czechoslovak 4-man Recon squad, which is just fine. The OT-65 has the recoilless rifle on the picture. This is not the case. This is just a unarmed one with good optics. Vrachvetka, standard here in UATs. Vrachvetka Saperi, standard in BTR PB. Mod Vrachvetka only in BMP 1P. You can get them in Mi-8s, but no BMP2 for these guys. BMP 1P with the smoke for 45 points, still absolutely fair, but yeah, no BMP2 here for the opener, so no autocannon there. BRDM 2 and the RT Vrachvetka with the second trained is just like in 76. Can be quite nice. So another second unit here coming around. Next to the Czechoslovak helicopter, next to the quick fix. Like we start to see a bit more second, and with that also maybe people getting a bit more usage out of it and getting better at it. And because currently it just shows up in too few divisions, and in a lot of divisions where it's not all that useful. In this division here, it might be a bit more useful to figure out where the enemy positions actually are. So RT Vrachvetka might show up here, but you have other good options as well, like the BRM 1K with exceptional optics, and the B-Man. And the B-Man is quite nice. B-Man comes around with 48 rockets, 24 loaded, direct fire HE rockets, and then 8 smoke rockets, +1 reload below that are direct fire as well. And that is a really unique, cool new unit. The direct fire rockets are already pretty nice. We have that in 56 with the Mad Max kind of rocket transports, but that's already a nice feature to have. But the smoke rockets are the more interesting one, because that allows you to kind of instantly pop smoke on distance and really create a new battlefield, allow your T-72s, for example, to push forward and so on. And I think that smoke rocket launcher one might enable really cool plays. So this is really the new unique unit in the division that also makes the division play really interestingly, and you have 6 per card here, so the B-Man should be really cool, and I'm really looking forward to what you can enable with this. So yeah, B-Man coming around. Then you have the Mi-8 MTPI that already is in 39th, the Jammer helicopter here coming around, and then AA tab, pretty fine as well. Yestercar, Piusa, Strela 10M, Coop, ZU-23, Igla, Strela, like all the stuff you need. Yestercar and Piusa kinda bit of a choice for what you need more, like a bit more cost efficient anti-helicopter or just a bit better. With the Coop, I feel like you're gonna go with the Piusa. Piusa being a bit slower as well though, so this is better for the opener. But the Piusa with the Coop being able to kill, you could maybe afford both. You have good slots here, so AA tab really not an problem. Helicopter tab with classic Mi-24Vs and Mi-8 rockets, nothing new here, but all decent helicopters. And then the air tab is a bit more painful. You get MiG-23ML AA, MiG-27M HE and Napalm, and a MiG-27K AT2, which is pretty good. Like, this is the good plane here, the rest is relatively mediocre. So yeah, with the B-Man and the T-72 tab and BMP2 infantry plus Streltsies, I think this is a really cool new baseline Soviet deck, like having good medium tanks, having the IFVs, the basic IFVs, BMP2 and BMP1, having some good mechanized infantry thanks to the Czechoslovaks, having helicopter options, having good recon options, and the B-Man being the thing that really creates the new playstyle. Like, it kind of rotates around this unit in my eyes, and about how efficient these things can be used, and I think they're going to be quite good. So I'm interested to see how this division performs in ranked play and so on. I think it's going to be a cool new option for these nations. So yeah, those are the 8 divisions that we can show off right now. As I said, Durine and 17th currently not in the build, so I can't show that. Army General is not in the build we have here either. Can't show that yet. So, yeah, no Army General show off. I can show the operations though. The 4 operations are all in. And the new maps are in as well. So let's start with that, as we have a lot of dual options. We have Izura duel. We have Chandra duel. We have Stoneware duel. We have Surrounded duel. We have Thala duel. We have Valley duel. It's just 6 new dual maps. And this is pretty dope. And they're all pretty good. We also have Eiche as a new map. We have Thaler as a new map for bigger games as well. And I think Chandra might have a bigger variant as well. I'm actually not sure about Chandra. Yeah, we have Chandra 4-player as well. So this is pretty big. And yeah, the Army General still is being tinkered upon. So yeah, can't show them off in the current build. Chandra is the new mirrored map, and it's a pretty good one at that. Yeah, we're gonna go into one of the operations here as well. We still have time for that after going a bit over all of this. And yeah, this is a really cool mirrored map here once more. As you can see, the roads going around here. It's not 100% like it's a bit mirrored this way. Both sides here having a hill, and then you have a bit more open stuff here, so it's a bit corner to corner mirror, but also relatively clean mirror here as well. So yeah, you have the town in the middle, which is really similar. You have the building clusters, which are pretty similar. With it's still looking relatively natural. Like the towns are slightly different and so on. So they really do a good job there, with the balance still being really good though. Like yeah, Boris, the 8-pointer zone, but all 8 points are attackable. So this should be really fun. No direct tick, but with everything being so close, you should be able to get a tick relatively easy in this map. And it shouldn't be as much of a grind fest as some of the older, slower maps like Hesse or Black Forest, but not be a super quick map either. Like 8 points is on the slower end, and the zones not being any center zone that is directly between the players, and you having to push into the enemy means that there is a difference there as well. That's all the diffs. We showed all 8 diffs that are currently in the build. But yeah, we're gonna talk about balance a bit as well. But yeah, I want to show off the maps here first. And then we have Izura Duel. Izura being a new big team game map as well, up to 10v10. And Izura Duel is a bit of an interesting one as well. As we play on this peninsula here. And you have 2 pointers here in the rear for both players. It's a bit of a corner-to-corner map. And then you have this big urban cluster in the middle where both sides have a zone which you fight over. And then Elena is a zone for the blue side that you can push in relatively early on though, and center the other way around. And then you have 2 more 1-pointers, deep zones that can be, maybe if you just push deep here, overwhelmed as well. So yeah, 10-point zone, and a really interesting battlefield here in the middle as well. Yeah, you have good forest approaches for both sides here, so it's a really good map, I think. The forests in the middle helping out, creating fallback zones if you get pushed out of the middle here for both sides as well to come back through. But yeah, big grind fest for infantry possible here, and good mechanized zones here that you can push through on the sides. So versatile map, not too fast, but option for big points with the 2-pointer zones and so on. So really another nice map, and I'm really looking forward to see all these new maps in the map pool, rank pool, see the new playstyles created around that, and just having a new fresh ranked wall as well. Finally, hopefully getting rid of 2 lakes. And yeah, just so many good, new duel maps that are all, on average, better than what we had before. They're not all perfect, but I think better than what we had before. Stoneware kind of feels like a fixed death rove to me. Well, yeah, to some extent. Like it's a bit different, but like it's a relatively narrow map. You have some center zones here, 2 pointers, and then 2 rear pointers, 10-point zone. So you have the immediate 2 center zones to fight over, and then you get rewarded if you push deep. But often the games will be fought out over the middle, and yeah, you have enough area in between to push with mechanized forces, but the towns themselves allow for infantry, especially center, with Boris being a bit more vehicle, so good balance in there as well. You have a bit of area up here as well to maneuver around, but it's not a big flank kind of map, as they cut off the north here, so you can't go through here. You can only use helicopters maybe to do stuff there. And as I said, those are not in the build. We can't show them. So they will come around in a future preview build. They are still being worked upon. And yeah, we have Anna, Elena, Fyodor, Dimitri. And yeah, center is here being around to fight over. So that's another cool 1v1 map based on a Stormware map that we already had. And then we have Surrounded, which is a map that we got in with the like this is a relatively new map that is currently mostly in 10v10, where it's the whole map and you push around here, and this way you play from here to here, and now it's turned around and you play over the center zone here. You have a decent amount of space on the sides, but the focal point is the big hill on the middle. You have 3 levels of elevation. You can sneak by here on the low ground as well, but yeah, this center fight is going to be the big one where you slug it out. Like, you kind of have to invest into it, as they are the 3 points right now. Might be my least favorite of the maps, of the new maps, though it's an interesting one as well. But I'm not quite sure if it works out as well as it should be. It has 2 rear zones, 2 pointers that if you push them, you can get rewarded, but like you're kind of forced into the middle. I feel like it should have 1 less point here in the middle. Dimitri should be moved, and then maybe add a rear zone here and here. But yeah, that's just like fighting wise, it's still an interesting map with you being able to sneak on the sides and so on. Like, the battlefield I like. I'm not quite sure how to fix the zones. Like, and even with the zones fixed, like at the center is still super important. So yeah, gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if this one is not gonna stick around for all that long, because I'm not sure how well it will play. We'll need to see more gameplay on it. Interesting little 1v1 map as well, though. So yeah, Surrounded duel here. Then Thaler duel. This one is a pretty straightforward one as well. You have 1 center zone, 1 2-pointer rear zone, and 2 flank zones. Relatively straightforward map. That is quite alright as well. The big Thaler map is a cool one too. So gonna have a look there as well. Like, this is a good team game map, and I think a fine 1v1 map as well. Not the most interesting one, to be honest. Like, but it's like you're gonna get your battles on it. You have towns, you have your forests, you have your open spaces. So it has everything a map needs. It's no fancy design. It's pretty straightforward, but it's really short actually. Like, that's the one thing that it has special, I think, that the reinforcement roads are super close by, so you can reinforce into the fight real quick. which gonna make it a bit different too, especially something like Omen, where the reinforcement roads are super far away. So it's gonna play different there in that form. It's a really short map, but the gameplay on its own, it's gonna be pretty standard. But I think that's fine. So I think this is going to be a really good basic how to learn 1v1 map, and yeah, I'm all for that. So, and yeah, it's really nice to see that they got so many 1v1 maps out. Like, they are really cooking with Southag. Like, this is a lot of stuff we got here. And then we got Valley, which is a really cool team game map as well. And the 1v1 layer is a good one too, in my eyes, with it being narrowed down a bit, but still you have the forest area here where you can go by with the road that goes around and so on. So there is some sneak potential here, but it's not like old Black Forest way of sneak. It's like a pretty obvious sneak, but you can punish the enemy for being too narrow, and wider divisions can play this out a bit. Anna helping out with that as well, being the forest zone, but having a lot of open space around the zone itself, so vehicles can be playing a part if they get there, though the enemy can ambush you on the way there maybe. So that's a cool one. And then you have the really tank-friendly zone over here, and the mixed zone over here, plus a 2-pointer in the rear to push to, and then 1-pointer if you win the flank. So this is a really good map. I think this is peak 1v1 design. Balance-wise, we have to see it's obviously not a symmetrical map, but like from the zone layout, from the cutout, and so on, I like this one a lot. So pretty excited to play this one. I think this one is a good one. 10 points, like 9 to 11 points is where I like the maps to be. 10 points being perfectly in the middle there. I think that's fine too. And I think Anna being the 2-pointer is a good decision as well instead of center, so that the flank has a bit more presence, but if you lose here, you lose harder than if you lose here totally. Like, having Anna and then pushing into Fyodor is worth less than if the enemy takes the center and then takes your Dimitri point. So this is a interesting little puzzle to figure out, and really also in my eyes playable with all divisions, and that's the key part here. Like, this is a really balanced rank map, and I like that, giving you options to play into the strengths and weaknesses of the divisions. So yeah, that's the 1v1s ones. As I said, Eiche and Thaler coming around here as well. Eiche being a pretty cool looking map. Eiche, Thaler, and Chandra. Eiche having these little plateaus. And this one is actually a 1v1 map as well. Potentially. Like, this is totally fine as a 1v1 map too. With Dimitri, Elena, Anna coming around. It's not named Duel, but it should be named Duel. I think this is a really, really good map as well. We played it 1v1 in the testing. I thought this was a 2v2 cut with the more open space. It's actually the 1v1 cut. Okay, this should... So we actually get 7 new ranked maps, potentially, if they put this one in. And I think this one is actually a really good one to put in. Has the terrain features here are really cool to play around. It looks pretty cool as well. And when to use the flank, when to push straight through, as both Gregory and Fyodor are far enough forward that they are attackable, plus Dimitri being the center point. Like, this is a really cool map. I enjoyed the games that I played on it a lot. Like, this might be my favorite one of the maps. I was a bit sad when I didn't saw the duel, but I guess it's there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this works out. This is really a lot of joy. And Spicy Rep, only soon TM. Release date is up to Eugen. We're gonna get more information likely tomorrow. So yeah, those are the new divisions there, the new maps. As I said, Eiche has a big variant as well. So has Chandra. So has Eiche here, 6-player, big map, and Thaler has a 6-player big map as well. In Destruction and Conquest, actually. Destruction one being pretty cool as well, with going the long way. Like, losing the whole length, which is pretty funny because this is super short, especially in the 1v1 variant. It's also cut thin, and this is massively long. So, yeah, playing the map completely different. The middle town here is pretty cool, like this little cauldron. And yeah, this is a really good map. I liked every way you played on it. And it's also being used in one of the new operations in a really cool way. Like the new maps in general show up in the new operations. That's what we can show off now. And yeah, let's go into my favorite one. And let's use it on trained. AI also will get a big adjustment. Like they gonna try to improve the AI with this one. The AI is gonna play a bit more aggressive. They are still a work in progress. Like they're currently working a lot on the AI capabilities. So it might not be perfect yet, but it should be better than previously. And the AI is going to try to use its assets a bit more proactively, like using smoke vortex a lot more, and then also pushing you with infantry with smoke, and like, yeah, using better attacks and not just running down one road with tanks and then not doing anything anymore afterwards. So yeah, the AI on all difficulty levels should be improved. Outside of easy, but easy is where it should be. This intro is so dope. Like they really did cook with these intros. Wano, Senior G. Wano is the more authentic and more focused game when it comes to 1v1 play, and I'm a 1v1 multiplayer player, and the single player is a lot better as well. It has its problems, but for me, 100% Wano. And yeah, I don't like the setting. I don't like the of Broken Arrow. I don't like the prototype spam that they do there for getting the Russians into perspective. Like the modern day mod for Wano, I think approaches is way better, where the Russians still have cool stuff, but they are more based on what they actually do have in real life, and like the good stuff is showing up a bit less in number than the high tech stuff for the US, but you have bigger bigger numbers, more BMP2s and so on. So no, Broken Arrow has currently the higher player numbers, being the new game with a lot of hype and a lot better marketing and a big publisher and so on. Yeah, that's why I didn't play Wargaming Red Dragon as much either. So in this, we are the Recon force, and we have to lead the way for our allies here. And we have artillery that can help us out here at the beginning. And we have to figure out where the enemies are at, so that we can hit them with artillery. And then push deep into the enemy zone here. And try to clear out this. And we will get more and more forces, but a limited amount of forces throughout the campaign. And mostly have to figure out a way to assist our baseline here. We are the Recon and artillery formations. Enemy is pushing into us. Triple pop here, meaning that we don't have the assistance here. Getting on top of this. So yeah, this is a pretty cool operation. It's my favorite one out of the new ones, though the others are pretty good as well, like better than the base game ones. Though I think the best one is still the last one of the Southag ones, Northag ones, with the British, I think it's called Surrounded or so, where the British have to escape. Well, as I said, the T-64's got a price buff, Mikita. And then the BMP2's got nerfed though, so... but yeah, the T-64 all got a 5-pound price buff, the outside of the OBR 83, which already is obviously really cost efficient. So yeah, clearing the way for the Panzer Grenadiers. And we can already check the Steam charts for that. It's good enough to find games. Like, that's all I'm caring about. It dropped a lot over the summer because of Broken Arrow and no releases. It should go up quite a lot again with this DLC. Like, as long as I can find games, I'm fine. It doesn't have a matchmaker for small team games. It only has the big 10v10 lobbies and 1v1 for multiplayer. But as I'm a 1v1 player mostly, I'm fine with that. I wish there would be a 2v2 matchmaker. Or like team game matchmaker. As I like 2v2 a lot as well. That's what I mostly played in Steel Division Normandy 44, but yeah. So yeah, you fighting the rear here. Steel Division 2 is still around. There is a league ongoing right now. I'm not organizing it though. But like, it's also getting a DLC still. I mean, yeah. It's not big anymore. It never was big, to be honest. But it's doing okay. Like, for an indie studio, Eugen is doing pretty fine. Still can get 10v10 games and 1v1 games in Division. I can't tell you, Argent Military. I don't know. Eugen will announce it in the next F-block. So, you should know soon, but I can't tell you. Because yeah, we don't have a release date information-wise. Like with the NDA dropping, it should be pretty soon. But yeah, can't tell you. Another setup. I don't know. In German times, like when I last played ranked, I could find them in 2 to 3 minutes. So like longer than Wano, where it's usually like 1 to 2 minutes, but still possible. So now we get more units here, and have to use them for the deep push. Let's hit that recoilless rifle, as the enemy is coming in for counter push. And these guys could come around here. Get the Recon Leopards. Get the kill there. AM2s. Those are pretty capable. Having to hold off the enemy here. Leopard 1A2s need protection. Have to help out our ally there. Got the T-55 killed. Need to stand on the Streltsy. Yeah, doing a good, decent job there now. So we need to pin down the T-55s before we can push onto them. Let's go. Ark, they lost the Leo here. Have to keep them alive. And now our allies are going to push forward again. Yes, there's gonna be something over there. Our AI is pushing forward quite aggressively, so we have to keep our recon ahead of them. We're doing a good job there. Ooh, even a flank here with M113s using the amphibious trait. Okay. Get the better out of them there. Yak Commando, really good infantry. Jamaica B1, obviously pretty good too. E55. Deal with it, guys. Okay. Got the better out of these guys. Let's push. Ooh, that's a lot of modders. Good kill. We should keep the trucks around. Okay. I by accident sold the others. You obviously can use all the transport you need because you don't get any supply, any points here. Let's push this looks around here to help out that infantry push on the left flank. Got that one done. Oh. Get on top of that. This is working just fine. Nice. Oh wait, this is a leopard. I want to put the looks with this. The leopards we keep in the middle. Counterattack aircraft are also incoming. Let you know once they're ready. Okay. Yeah, voice lines still work in progress. Okay, let's push this forward. Gebirgsjäger, Scharfschützen, moving up. I did give it a look. It's way too clunky for me. So I mean, I play armored armored brigade and so on. So I'm used to clunky games, but I don't know. Armored combat mission just felt too clunky for me. Okay. We get M109s. And our ally is coming in with reinforcements. Hotkey groups. Okay. Okay. Ooh, attack helicopters. Oh, this is big. And that's also where we get our resupply. And we can use absolutely one of those over here for the Leos. Okay. And the BO 105 go around here. Let's push this forward. And let's resupply these guys. You guys need to move forward. Oh, you are after all our Recon. Oh, we got Luftwaffe, including the ECM plane. 2 seats. And AT. And an LGB. ARC. These guys are getting ahead of us. Come on, be fully repaired. Thanks. Jamaica B1, push forward. We leave you at fire at will. Okay. Oh, I found some coops. I fired all the missiles there. Let's get you out of there, seaplanes. This would be a good one. Let's push forward. Ah, we have to keep up. We have to keep up. Let's push forward. Oh boy. Okay, they got it. This is a new one as well, right? I don't think we have it in any of the divisions. Not sure if we've had it in any army general so far. As yeah, our ally here is really trying to get in there. We need to hit that. Okay, good kill. Keep the push up here. Hit this with artillery. You need to push forward. As we have a lot of stuff pushing through. Okay. They counter battery us. That's scary. BO 105s. Go forward. You can be resupplied. Can use the seat here. Yeah, you used up your missiles. You used up your missiles. Okay, this is a problem. Yeah, commando. Push forward. You need to catch up. You need to catch up. These guys are moving. Looks. Keep the flank clean. Looks, move forward. Whilst our tank push is just getting way ahead of us here. BO 105. Coming along. Oh, that's a lot of boys. BO 105. Help out. Counter battery with you guys. You all need to move up. CH needs to resupply. You all need to keep up. This is a problem. We need the artillery here to really deal with this. This is a problem as well. Oh, seaplane. We need a refuel actually for our Leos. Jamaica B1. Looks. Yeah, commando. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of tanks. Oh. Scary flank there. Land you up there. All of you push forward. Get you resupplied. Let's keep check of the Motorized here. Okay. Oh, we can get MLRS or Cobras. What should we get here, guys? MLRS or Cobras? Like, we have a bit of both already. 2 cluster, 2 HE MLRS. Or the 3 Cobras and the 3 supply, 3 more supply CH-47s. What shall we get here? Like, this would be nice if it would have a helmet as well. Okay. Okay, we go Cobra. These are the rocket ones. Keep these guys moving forward. Get these guys moving in. Okay, you need to get resupplied. Push the looks in there. We have our own CV that we can move up here into the zone. Let's do that. The enemy is pushing forward with a lot of forces over here. Okay, this tank needs to push forward. Let's go. Holy triple wet CH supply as well. Oh, these Cobras stayed stationary. You actually need a refuel. Leopard. Oh, this is scary. Shit. Ah, these guys didn't move. Oh shit. AT planes, LGB planes, we need you all. Holy smokes. Tier 105. Tier 105. Shit, you're too close, you're too close. Somewhere around here. Can we fixate them? Oh, they're turning away. Oh, they're caught in an engagement. Oh, we stun them down. LGB bomber gets the better. Oh boy! We smoked them. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, this is on normal difficulty, by the way, guys. So, yeah, it's already a lot going on. But obviously, it's not that hard. But so the hard on this one is actually pretty hard. I tested it and I actually messed it up in the first try. And I'm currently not quite having the brain capacity to play and talk about the game. So, that's on when playing it on hard. So, that's why we go the normal here. Getting the planes out. Pushing the 105 forward. Yes. I think we got the better out of them. Holy smokes. The unholy T-55 push here. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the friendly fire. Well, we killed the other ones with the seat already. We killed the coops beforehand. So, yeah, they only have... Shit. I believe they also have more of those RM70s on the higher veterancy. Oh, there's something with a gun as well there. There seems to be a SDR car somewhere as well. So you might want to be a bit careful with these guys. Ultra Mega B1, can you maybe spot us? Oh. The two supply helicopters here can move forward again. You guys can move to that position. Counter battery, fire at will. Oh, you're out of ammo. Okay. Helicopter. Land around there. Cobras can come around. But we need to stay ahead here with the Recon. Okay, there we go. That's where the enemy center is at. Oh, wow, you emptied? Okay. Okay, Cobras doing their job. These two guys can move around here. The ones can push forward again. Keep the pressure up. Keep the Leo 1 A5s pushing forward. Lux is around. Cobras, get out of there. And we can set in the seat. Can set in the planes again. As we are pushing through here. Leo 1A5 getting into the gun duel here. Okay. We keep the real push going on now. And we try to disengage there. Oh lol. Okay. You... Oh no, you actually still had a missile left. Oh, good hits there. Oh, here's the car. That's a problem. Come on, we don't get a kill there, really. Okay. Pushing through now. Looks coming around. Oh. Cobra's doing the job. These guys can move around. Looks moving up there. Oh, you never moved up. Okay. Okay. We have one more reinforcement, and here we can choose between Fallschirmjägers or more Leos. And Leo Command. Here you get an M47. You get a Recon Alouette as well. So we go with the light Recon. So you get Alouette Recon, get Martyrs with Fallschirmjäger B1 inside. I feel like Fuchs Milan would make more sense there. But we're about to get through this one anyway. Just have to find the enemy CV now. And I think we at least found one. Not sure if that was the only one. Ooh, enemy BMPs there on the other side. The RM-70 finally spotted as well. And it seems like it might have been the only one. But there still could be one over here maybe. The front line is collapsing fully though, so I think that was the only one. That should give us the W. CV tank there killed off as well. And there we go. We clean up the peninsula completely and push the enemy back to the other side of the river. So GGVP here. And yeah, this is one of the new operations. It's one of the better ones. With that said, guys, let's talk a bit about the other balance changes. One of the most important ones, div mob, tank tab. These guys are still the same price, but these guys up to 60 points, these guys up to 45 points. So tank spam reduced in numbers. These M75s now have the reservist trait, so they got nerfed. The Provinciers went up to 45 points, so yeah, the ungodly spam has been reduced. The 203 went up in price and comes at 1 and 0 vet now instead of the ungodly 2 vet. So div mob is now reined in. It is still good spam, and I don't think it's super weak, but it's a balanced division now, and more in line with other reservist divisions. The better ones, obviously not 452nd. So yeah, that's a big one. Then another big one are the T55s, which T55A now at 90 points. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the T55s getting nerfed again, but it is what it is. The TO55 now at 100 points. So the 79th and 119th openers a good bit weaker now, especially as the BMP2s went up to 65 points as well. BMP2 AG now at 70 points. So BMP2 in all forms nerfed there as well. The red reservist, the Rashvedka one is still at 95 points, so that is unchanged. But the tank tab one, the infantry transport one now at 65 points. So this should help out there, dealing with the BMP2 mass waves. Warrior Pleak for now still at 60. That should go to 65 points in the near future as well. But it seems like it missed this patch. Might make it for the next one. And we will see there. Let me have a look in what else changed. There are a good couple of changes around. Quite a couple of small buffs. T-64s. We talked about it earlier. All of these went down 5 points. So these should be a good bit more cost efficient for 6 Motorized and especially 25th Panzer tank over. So that one should be fine. And I think the T55 OBR one, yeah, that went to 95 points now as well. So it might have had that already last time. And the reserve one actually might not have been changed. So the 157th one, this actually might have dodged it. It's reservist though, so yeah. As I said, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this one. I think the last nerf was absolutely needed, and I feel like another 5 points here on the TO55s could have been nice. 10 points, like 1 points, feels a bit rough, but the divisions did go well. No, the Rashvedka BMP2, as I said, stayed at 95 points. I think that's where it was before, or was it at 90? Actually, might have. Not 100% sure. And then, yeah, currently, give me a second, guys. I have to fight all the other stuff. This is not it. Let's have to make sure that this is... Okay. We have LAV. Actually going down to good optics, but 70 points as well. So this is interesting. A lot of rocket planes going up to 3 availability, like a lot of the rocket planes that were 2 availability go up to 3. ITO, as I said earlier, the ITO in the infantry tab, this now comes at 532 for the decks that have it, like the CLKA, for example, has it now at 532. So ITO infantry teams now are absolutely worth taking. Before at the 421 they were not really. So that's helpful. Then we have Foxes going down to 65 points. The Darkfire at Rapier in general. Rapier all going down a bit in price. 70 to from 75. 110 to 95 for the FSB1, and Darkfire from 110 to 100. So nice little buff there to some British divisions. Javelin went down to 30 points. Talked about that earlier. And on the other side, the M48 that got nerfed a bit by accident. The reservist one that went to the 80 points that the non-reservist one is at went back down to 75 points. So it's at a good price point now. Like, was 70 before, went to 80. 75 is where it should be after the reservist change. So that's now 75 points. This one is 80. So that's fair as well. Yeah, M109s actually got a slight speed buff out of the field. There have been a couple of small buffs to the Alouette and other Recon helicopters, like that are 35 points. They went to 30 points here. So same as the Me Too, which is basically stat-wise identical. So that makes sense. The Mariner Dragon actually now goes 24 km/h, so is full speed. Still don't think this is good. The normal Dragon 1 as well. But they are at least having some difference now. And yeah, the Maxon went to 30 points. So that the AA spam in the forest is not going to be as strong. CLKA got a second card of Leo 2ABs, 2A4Bs. So you get 2 cards here now. This is pretty big. Should help out that division a lot. And make CLKA quite scary. We already talked about the Belgian nerfs. Div mob. A lot of changes. BMP2's price increase we talked about. T62, MD1 and M1 going down 5 points. So 140 to 135 points. The one without the ATGMs, because the ATGM-less T62s were not really efficient before. So yeah, makes sense here. Even though it is 56 buff, but with all the BMP2 nerfs, that is fine. And yeah, no, the Redredka BMP2Ds also went up. Right, they were 90 before, so 95. Yeah, so they got nerfed there as well. Yeah, those are those changes. T55s. Yeah, T72M, as I talked about in the preview earlier. The Polish one now 155 points as well, just like the Czech variant. So, and the Shilka, the Polish one, that has the same stats as the Piusa, also now has the same availability curve and same cost as the Piusa. The stats are correct, the price wasn't, so it's 85 points now, and 642 instead of the 753 availability curve that it had before. So 20th Panzerna reined in as well with the T55, the Shilka, and the BMP2 nerf. So that should help out dealing with this division's OP level. The Merida increased in price as well. The command Merida. So 4th got a slight nerf there as well, with the Merida getting the right availability curve. It is now being 853 instead of the 964 that it was before. 853 now for the Merida, which is the same as the T55 AM2s in the East German division. And yeah, this is moving around here. Recolorless rifles. I'm actually not sure. BG9. 1400. I don't think it is. Are the Czech ones maybe just more range? Oh yeah, the Czech ones here are, and the M40s. No, it's only the Czech ones actually. So the Czech one is actually a better one. I didn't realize that. That might actually make them viable, as they have more range. I already showed Canadian units before. I read your comments. But we're currently going over the balance changes, so... And yeah, Motorized AA plus BMP2 is plus 5 points as well. So and yeah, wait, this is what we got here. You can find them at the beginning of the VOD. The preview. There's also a Canadian YouTube video. I have to head off here, guys. So gotta get to my other job. But yeah, we're gonna have today 4 preview videos. Gonna have tomorrow 4 video videos. Any changes to the VDV besides BMP2s? I don't think so. Like Canada was right at the beginning of the VOD. Yeah, I don't think there's any other changes to the VDV. No, 56. That's the nerf. BMP2s. But that should be pretty impactful for them. So, yeah. I think that will rein in 56 quite well. The preview videos are all up already on the YouTube channel. If you click down below, you can find them all. Find the first 4 that come out today. The next 4 will be coming out tomorrow morning. So, yeah. The Canadians are already on the YouTube channel. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we're gonna end it here. Let's find you Twitchers, somebody to send you over to. There should be someone available. Let's send you over to a wooden box. And yeah, see you all later tonight, guys, where we're gonna check this out a bit more. And yeah, have to get to my 5 to 9 5 9 to 5 job. Well, not quite 9 to 5, but